last thing that kind of occurred, really, right at the very end, is the three children of the family were up here having a private powwow away from everybody else. Douglas was in the hallway down here, and Seth is still over here in the office with Madame Belasco. So, all the kids were playing and having fun, and this boy came wandering in, and everybody went quiet when that happened. And that literally is the last thing that we did. Okay. So, take it to you. So, yeah, Seth, you're unaware that this kid just walked in here. Douglas, you saw a kid walk past you, looking no different than any other kid. So really, it's only the three Mildwood children that would kind of really pick up on the sudden hushness as this boy walks in. So what do you guys want to do?
I think at first I'd only be able to really just kind of observe.
Okay.
Surprised. Huh?
He's walked in and he just kind of like looks around the room. And then he goes and sits in this chair in the bottom corner, all by himself. Right down here.
I'm going to walk up behind this child, kind of to their side.
Okay.
And sensing that it's pretty obvious that everybody's attention is on this person who just walked in. I mean, it's pretty obvious to us. Okay. I'm going to get right up next to them. Who is that child that just sat down?
That's Felix.
What's the story on old Felix here?
I don't know. He has only been here a few months.
Why does everyone seem like they fear him?
I don't know, but he's a very odd boy. Very strange. He does not like to talk to the other children very much. He keeps himself to himself mostly.
All right. I'll turn and walk back towards my brother and sister. That is Felix. He's apparently new to the orphanage in the last few months. The children don't fear him, but they feel like he is odd.
So like you.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing.
Hold on. The irony of you saying that right now. I can't.
What?
I can't handle it.
That people fear me?
But no. That she would call you odd.
But why?
Because she's also odd.
What?
Yes, that's what I
What
was
do you
thinking.
Well, when I'm in town, I don't necessarily hear people say, yes, Gemma back up to her usual normal things today.
Well, I don't understand. I study. I work on my craft.
Right,
don't-
and your
there's nothing
craft
weird
is
about
by
that.
definition weird, like in the
Weird about being a
the
wizard.
Germanic sense. I mean, the early Arconic sense.
So if you think I'm odd and I think Octavius is odd,
What?
It's funny to me as a weirdo because I'm looking at you two weirdos and you're like not seeing that you're kind of we're all kind of a family here.
you're odd.
That's what.
That's right,
I know.
you're odd.
You're
How
odd.
you like that?
You're weirder than both of us combined.
Both combined times infinity googleplex.
Plus
Love
one.
you guys, but we gotta figure out what the heck is going on with this kid.
Oh, right, you're right. Okay.
What
Should
I'm
we-
trying to say is maybe he's just odd because he's, like us.
Yes, maybe they have the wrong impression of him, and he's just a sweet little
He's
tart.
he's just talented, is what you're saying. Okay.
Should we perhaps try to go converse with the boy?
Yeah. I mean, if no one think to he's anything other than he's odd, it would make sense. Maybe not all three of us walking over there like, "Hi, we're a bunch of weirdos. Are you weird?" It'd be a little stupid. But one of you wants to, right? Or I could.
Well, I think you are the most charismatic of us, brother.
Yes, but I'm also the oldest. It's a little weird. I look probably like I'm 40 to a child.
What is
you
the
ever
age
talk to a
difference, Gore, that it kind of looks like? Like, you said he was a bit of an older boy, though, right?
Yeah, so you were the one that snuck upstairs, right? And you went into the nursery.
Mm-hmm.
So in the nursery, there were two girls in there that were looking after the babies and the smaller kids. One of those was about 16. The other one was maybe about 10. In this main room here, there's anything from like 4, 5-year-olds up to about 12, 13-year-olds. Felix is probably in that 12, 13-year-old range.
Okay.
So he's not, not one of the oldest kids, but he's somewhere in the middle.
Sure. I could talk to him if you like.
By all means.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll hang back here and fake like we're just hanging out. And if you need help at any point, just the signal. You know the one.
So Douglas, you had gone after the meeting with Madame Velasco got kind of heated between you and her. You, kind of under Brother Seth's advice, you'd gone into the hall to kind of take some deep breaths and calm down and stuff like that, which you've probably done at this point.
Yes.
So what do you wish to do?
Now I want to listen to the door.
Okay, so you're going to eavesdrop.
Uh-huh.
So, close the door behind you and you eavesdrop. Okay. In that
once
case,
I calm down enough, I want to see what she's up to in there, what they're agreeing to do in there.
Okay.
So you probably would have missed the first part of Seth's suggestion that we kind of like infiltrate the orphanage for the night. Because you were taking deep breaths, or were you listening as well?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't come up right away, so I don't know how long that conversation took, but it would have taken Doug at least 5 or 10 minutes to call. I mean, depending on how long we're doing all this, Gore, like...
Yeah.
I don't think he would have heard the first things you said as I walked out.
No, that's right. I mean, this is all
that
kind of...
conversation would have been private.
Coinciding within a matter of minutes, so...
So you'd probably overhear Seth say, I should probably tell this to Douglas and get his approval, saying it. Well, it's his children, not mine.
Okay,
but we can make it work. I think I could convince him.
Well, Madame Velasco is on board, as she said. She just suggested that you two, kind of being big, foreboding strangers, kind of stay out the way. As she said, she can either. You can either hang out in her office or in the kitchen if you'd prefer. So what? But she's absolutely fine with that, and we'll send you out to converse with your family and prepare everybody. And
okay, yeah. So it's about this time that I opened the door to my brother eavesdropping.
I'm gonna try to act like I wasn't doing it, just like, this the dusty stairs here. That's a safety hazard. We should probably let her know about that, so kids don't slip.
I'm gonna close the door behind me and be like, I thought you were going outside, to get some fresh air.
I did, and then I came back. So just waiting for you to finish up so we can get out of here. Get these kids out of here.
About that, I made a deal with her.
What kind of deal?
Well, she mentioned that there was some weird stuff happening in the orphanage, and there's a chance that one of the older boys is beating the other younger ones. So I offered your kids to be spies.
What does that exactly mean?
Well, we're going to pretend we're abandoning them or, leaving them here overnight.
You want me to leave my kids in this house with that woman and that stick?
No. Mr. Whippy won't play a part.
Don't call it Mr. Whippy, first of all. The fact that we gave it a name and it has this prominent spot on her eye, just disgusting.
No. You and I... No. you and I will like stay in the kitchen and eat and tell stories and bond, brotherly love kind of. Well, not that sounds
While my
weird, but you
kids
know what I
are
mean.
subjected to whatever crazy parenting she's got in mind for them.
Well, she's not going to parent them, but
While we place them as bait for some kid who's beating up little kids that he obviously learned from her.
You just earlier today at the fountain, you said that you trusted what they were doing. You liked what they did. That was your words. You said you liked that they had plans and did things. That was I was listening to you.
Yes, but I'm not going to put them in harm's way that they don't need to be put in. It said this is not a safe place for any children, really. I mean, What are they going to find out? That this kid has been hitting all these other kids, and then what?
Well, then we stop child abuse.
Well, you know where it stops is at the source. So you're telling me she wants us to get to the bottom of it when we already did. I already told her.
Brother.
Don't brother me.
So brother.
Brothers.
No brothers in a repeating order of any kind.
Okay, bro.
I don't like that either, but okay. I'll allow it. You follow the rules.
Dougie?
Sure. What is your point?
We can help here. And I thought that's what you wanted to do. This is a way to help.
I want to help, but I don't want to put my kids in some kind of abusive child bully situation that they can't. They act so tough, but what if Octavius gets what if they put his head in the toilet or something? What do they call that? What do they call that?
Privy?
Swirly? A whirly? What if they give him a wedgie in front of everyone?
He would probably.
He's not going to come back from that, Seth. You know that. We've already we're losing him down a dark path already. I'm just.
Have you met your kids? I mean,
I have met my kids. I don't want them to be bullied by other kids who are clearly traumatized by this lady.
I don't think Octavius has anything to worry about. He would probably fuck the kids up, He scares even me, and
Well, still,
He pulled a baby from a writhing tentacle monster.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I can trust them to handle this, but I don't appreciate you making deals without consulting me. That isn't how this works. These are my kids, my decisions. You don't strike up deals with crazy ladies with sticks.
Whippies.
No. A stick.
You're right. I'm sorry. Do you forgive me, little brother?
I'm working on it. Let's go talk to the kids and see how they feel about this and see if they found anything.
Of course. Yes. We'll do that.
And I just stomp off into the room.
Okay. Alrighty. And Seth, are you staying in the hallway, or are you?
No, I'm
going in as well.
I'm following, head down.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, everybody's in the room except for Madame Blasco. So kids. Yeah, Octavius just kind of filled you in on what the other little boy had told him. Right now, it's just the Mildwood family and the children. What do you want to do?
We had just sent Octavius to go talk to the boy, but then
Yeah, I was going to try to talk to Felix.
All right, okay.
I don't know if that changed anything.
So you can wander over there.
Yep.
Okay. When you get there, he's got a little chalkboard, and he is scribbling on the chalkboard. And doesn't seem to kind of look up and notice that you've arrived. You can kind of look down and see the chalkboard itself, and it just seems to be a bunch of random squiggles. Like, he's just going circle, square, line through square, swirly, 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 like. And then after filling it up, he takes a rag, wipes it all off, and starts again with other completely random crap. Okay, when you do that, he kind of like folds the chalkboard towards his chest and looks up. Hello.
Friend. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Octavius Hexalante, and I want to be your friend.
You want to be my friend? Are you
Yes.
one of the new children? One of the
Yes.
new children that came in today.
Yes, and I think we should form some sort of an alliance for here. No, I think we should be good new friends now.
Are you the sort of person who gets upset easily?
No, I am like a stone golem, steadfast and grounded as could possibly be.
Did you hear about the boy, Cedric?
Did I hear about the boy Cedric?
I
Or-
think so.
Okay, I just want to make like, something I don't remember.
Yeah.
No.
When he died, I saw his body. He only bled a little bit. My parents bled a lot more than that, and I'm fine. I don't know why she doesn't like us talking about it. The other children will be fine too, just like me.
This is my kind of kid. Right. Where did you see Cedric? Where was he?
He was upstairs in one of the dormitories. He had fell and hit his head. He was bleeding, but it
What
wasn't
fe-
a lot of blood.
What fell?
He fell. He
Oh.
must have tripped and banged his head on the bedpost.
How did you see this happen?
I didn't see him fall, but I saw the body. Madame Belusco was very upset. So were most of the other children. She's forbidden us to talk about it because it upsets the other kids. But as I said, I've seen far worse and I'm fine.
Right. What are you working on there, dear friend?
My pictures.
Yes. May I see? I would love to gander at your work.
They're not very good, I'm afraid. I'm practicing.
Practicing for what?
Drawing better pictures.
Oh, so you mean just for your own gratification?
And he hands you the board. And
Okay,
again,
I'll-
it's just random, seemingly
Okay.
childish squiggles.
Okay, so nothing that I can look at. There's no like symbols or anything that are maybe sticking out to me.
Let's just say at the first glance, nothing will leap out of you as like, holy crap, look at all the pentagrams.
Right.
But if you are going to give it a really good look, you could give me a arcane knowledge roll.
Arcane, yeah, okay. Just because I think this, if there were something, it would be in his wheelhouse here. So
Yeah, I think so.
okay. Arcane check. All right, not my best, but let's see what happens here. Ooh,
Okay,
almost 16.
Yeah, you kind of turn it this way and that, and honestly, just random scribbles. There's nothing really here that makes you think, this looks very suspect.
Okay. I didn't roll very high, so I wouldn't think to have someone else look at it. All right, I'll hand it back to him. Oh yes, keep working on it. I'm sure it will turn out to be beautiful.
He just takes it back.
You mentioned seeing far worse than what happened to Cedric. What?
My parents, they were both
Right.
murdered,
and they bled a lot. An awful lot. There was a lot of blood. Lots and lots and lots of blood.
What the what?
Where were you for that instance, if I may ask?
We were back home in our house in Barovia in the village. And then there was no one to take care of me, so I ended up here at the orphanage.
We sub high.
Sub! Rainshan's Kitty, thank you for the resub. Take your pants off. Hit that hype.
Thank you.
Cutie pop.
Did you see what happened with your parents? Who might have done it?
No. I didn't see it happen. I just found the bodies. They had their throats slit.
I am truly sorry to hear that. This just happened a month or so ago, I'm told.
I've only been here a few months. I think it's 3.
Have you been making other friends other than me, of course?
The other children don't like to play with me. They think I'm strange. They think I'm odd. I don't know why.
Great. I'm going to go get a quick little drink of water. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Keep working on those pictures. They are already
Goodbye,
looking...
Octavius, my new friend.
Oh, that is unnerving. I'll scatter off back to the group. Yeah, I'll just kind of explain what he
Okay.
told me. So he hasn't been here long, and it sounds like he's been through quite a lot.
You two adults were probably close enough to hear that conversation, so I would assume that Doug and Seth were able to kind of pick up on everything that just went down over there.
Yeah, that, or I was going to say we moved over to the kids
Yeah.
by the time they were talking to
Okay, either way.
be in on the conversation.
Yeah, I imagine we
We
would
would have
hear
just
it.
stayed there,
Okay, in that case,
But-
then you'll
but I can
you'll
just
be up
wait,
here
yeah.
and you'll get the lowdown once Octavius comes back and tells you.
I'm under the impression that in the realms of Barovia, there are those without souls and those with souls. I'm not sure how did he seem to be one who could possibly have a fate like the I guess we met that fellow at the bar in Barovia. He was not altogether soulful, as it were.
I believe, yes, I think he has a soul. I don't know what has become of it, but I believe he does, yes.
I mean, it's deeply disturbed from the sounds of it.
Hey, Gemma, is he the lost kid that I'm looking for?
Negative. If you read your card, it says a wandering child who has left her home, and
It says that. Oh, I don't.
Maybe that's not how he identifies.
no, but just pretty sure he just seems like a boy, and I think it's probably a girl.
Oh, well.
Good job reading that, Gemma. You
I know how
you
to
whittled
read.
it down by about 50% of people at that point.
You truly
Unless-
are the smartest of us all.
Unless I wrote it wrong. I hope I didn't.
Yeah, that could be a big,
Oh,
a big
that
mistake.
wow.
That got
Ooh, that would
missed.
be really bad.
Let's
Didn't even think about that.
check the handouts, maybe.
Right.
I just now realized it does say her instead of.
It does, yeah.
For all this time, I was like, it must be a little boy or.
Nice.
Oh god, that's that for you.
So
Ian tells me if I
I'll
wrote
fill
that
you
wrong.
two in since you weren't here. The boy in question that we've been asking about where the bones might be, and he's freaking out about it because he doesn't want anyone to know. He's afraid of a fellow child. I don't know, a larger child at the very least. named Milivosh.
Oh, his name is Cedric.
Cedric's dead.
Oh, I mean Felix.
Felix.
Sorry, his name is Felix.
If it's Cedric and he's still about, that's why he's afraid of him.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Correct
It's
you.
not Felix. It's not Felix. I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kid the other child is afraid of, as pertaining to the bones.
Yes, I'm sorry. I thought you were insinuating maybe this
I
was the child.
No, I don't think.
So
this is the
yeah,
child.
he
Got it.
the one. Basically, you were told that Milavash is the one. He mentioned Milavash, and he said that he was frightened of saying anything because of Milavash. But Milavash, if you remember, apparently is somewhere passed out upstairs somewhere, and is not very well. I don't think you guys have come across him yet.
I don't think so.
I tried to convince him that I could possibly make him feel better, which made the boy a little more afraid, I think, because he's afraid of what he might do to him if anything were to come out about the bones. But we need to know about the bones, that's why we're here.
Doug, do you want to tell him about the suggestion and play?
Yes, so apparently to be able to suss out who this bully is that's... Wait, do they know about that?
No.
Okay. So there's a kid running around here causing trouble in this house, hurting some younger kids and giving them a real fright. So we've agreed, for some reason, to help her find this boy and get to the bottom of things. So if you kids are comfortable, we would like you to stay here as if you've been deposited by me.
Deposited.
Yes.
I can't. I'm too old.
Pretend that I have abandoned you, and I'll still be close. Don't worry. I'll be just in the kitchen here. But the kids here will think that you're new orphans.
I can't. The age limit is 17 here. I can't.
You just say that you're 16, honey. It's not a big deal. So anyway, we want you to stay here and see.
Little baby Gemma.
Mama.
Okay, calm down, everyone.
Do you want your bottle, baby Gemma?
What?
Well,
You're younger than me.
You
No,
are.
that one is
Not right now.
Just have you stay here for the night to see if you can get any info from the kids. Maybe they'll talk when they think you're just one of them. Are you okay with that? Would that be all right?
make more sense
Gemma,
if I
you-
hired help or something, wouldn't it?
What?
If I were like helping around instead of. I'm a little baritonic.
Yeah, Trip, you
for
might be
being
a bit
child, yeah.
old for that, but yeah, maybe you can say you're a janitor or something.
On that front, it was suggested by me that you entertain the kids with your talents. As
There we go.
Excellent. I'll
Yes,
see what I have on hand.
A little kid concert, if you can manage that. Maybe some of your other songs that you don't use
there it is.
the taverns as much. The ones without any bad words. You.
Oh yeah.
How do you fit all that in your backpack?
It's a very big backpack.
It's a bag of
They are-
instruments.
They fold actually. Look, I have a carry weight and that's it.
Don't worry about it.
One
right,
over the shoulder,
Gemma?
one in the bag.
Octavius, are you
My
okay?
entire AC is whether or not it hits the xylophone.
You kids okay with doing that for
Do
tonight?
it,
Just
I
a little recon mission?
So our goal to, if we do this, is to snoop around and find who is the bad kid, or find out where the bones are, or what?
Just find out who the kid is. If you can talk to other kids, see what happens in the night. Maybe when she's asleep, that's when these kinds of activities happen, and maybe you'll be able to figure it out. If you can find the bones too, great. But don't focus on that at the moment. Let's just focus on.
I mean, that kid is upstairs, right? So you could do both.
Yes, we should at least try to talk to him before that. I just don't know if they're going to tell adults anything.
Well, we can try, I guess.
Well, at this point, Madame Belasco has come back in, seeing that you're all in the top of the room. She's kind of assuming you're letting the kids know of your plan. So to kind of stay out the way, she's just come down here and leaned over the couch where they're reading books, and she's just like, checking on the kids. Are you doing okay, children? Yes, good. And then like momentarily like glancing over to you for some kind of signal.
Okay. Is it close to nightfall too that it would make sense for us to
no, it was because you came here, it was early. You got up in the morning, you went to the church, found out about the church, came straight over here. Actually, you dropped the kids off here, then you went to the church, then you came back from the church to here. So, I mean, it's still fairly early. It's probably no more than noon at this point.
Okay. All right, so is that the plan?
I guess. I mean, if that's what you want us to do, we
Do
can.
it.
Look out for each other too. Need you to make sure. Jane being so spooky over here.
Okay, stop it, Gemma.
What's
Stop it,
happening?
Gemma. I can do that too. We don't have to do this right now.
Little chameleon over here.
I'm gone.
Oh,
You done
Back.
goofed.
mess it up.
I did.
Okay,
It's fine.
yep, so Madame Belasco is going to kind of like slowly come up and say, so, is this plan agreeable to everybody?
It's fine.
Good. Children, may I have your attention, please? So, we have a wunderbar surprise for you tonight, children. We have some beautiful music that is going to be played by one of our new friends. And we have some new additional children, as well as the ones that come in this morning. We has, Frau Gemma and, Herr Octavius are going to be staying with us as well. And, but only for a short period of time, because their parents will be back to collect them later. But, so you have some new friends to play with, yes? At which point she just says to you two as she moves over to this door, this door here leads to the kitchen. You are free to deposit yourselves into the kitchen if you wish. Or do as you see fit.
Okay, let's just hold on. Let's just make it a little more believable. Gemma, Octavius, come here, please.
What?
Oh, my children, I love you so much. Oh, mwah, mwah, I wish I could care for you, mwah, mwah, but I can't. I'm so sorry. You be brave and strong until I get back, okay? I don't know when that will be, so make yourselves as comfortable and part of the group as you can. It's the only way to survive. Oh.
Goodbye, Dad.
No, Father, don't go. Please, we can't survive without you.
You gotta ham it up a little more, guys. You gotta be. Remember, I'm abandoning you.
Have
so.
fun on your perilous trip in which you may be deceased.
Yes, it's true.
Yes, good luck not dying, Father. We wish for your safe
I'm
return.
not seeing your little cherub faces again. Mwah. And I'm gonna grab their cheeks and just mwah. Oh, I can't imagine not seeing you again. Mwah, mwah.
All right.
Okay. It's just,
Sorry,
if
Father.
if you don't cry right now, that's fine. If you want to cry later when you're in your bed, that's totally fine. I understand. You're so strong. You're strong kids.
Yes, the moment is just too overwhelming for my tiny young child fatherless brain to comprehend.
Yes, of course. Okay, Seth, please take me away from my babies before
I will make sure your dad is okay. We'll be back, kids. I'm gonna grab.
I don't know if we will.
I'm gonna grab Douglas and drag him into the kitchen.
Everyone, they're lovers.
Alrighty. There you go. Okay, once in the kitchen, it's a fairly kind of plain, blandish sort of affair. Small, cramped kitchen. It's filled and cluttered with everything you might need to cook a meal in bulk. A knife block sits on a high shelf out of reach of all the children, containing the biggest and sharpest knives, and one middle-aged woman in a kind of frumpy blue and grey apron and shirt and blouse is going through the processes of preparing the evening meal for the mass of children.
Gore, I hate to be that guy, but is there only one door into this kitchen?
Yes.
So we made a scene about leaving the kids and then left into a door with no exit?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, just making sure we're on the same page.
We're in here all day now. It's way smaller.
Hey, let's just go the secret way, you know, through the chimney
Dangerous
stack. Just climb through the chimney. Yeah, that's the way out. I can see your face with a resub. Take that.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm gonna enter and be like, there's no back door.
Oh wow! I thought this how many kids this would be a lot larger of a space. Maybe a
Oh, there is a
chair
back door.
or
But the
two.
back door is like right behind where you just left. It's like right. The back door is like here.
Yes. Yeah.
But okay, the chef kind of looks, or the cook, she looks at you and she says, "Well, are you going to stand there or are you going to help? Those eggs over there need beating. This bread needs kneading. Needs this dough."
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll just run over to where she pointed and start getting to work.
Yeah, I'll go to the bread to knead it, you know.
It is bad enough all the things that happen in this wretched place that two grown men should come in here and just look gormlessly around the kitchen and not even offer to help. Wah, shame on you.
Sorry, it was only at least 3 seconds that we walked in. I was getting to it. like this, and I'm just gonna keep whisking.
Just, you're a big man. Put some elbow grease into it. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. And then there's a big bowl of dough that she's got.
Yep.
Seth kind of.
I'm working it.
Okay. So you two are basically conscripted into kitchen duty. Madame Belasco, she's like, "Well, children, make yourselves at home. A couple of things I will tell you. So, I'll give you a very quick tour of the house and let you know the rooms that you may go into and those that you may not." Okay, she stands up outside this door here and she says, "First of all, you must not go into this room. This is where Milovash's room is, and he is not very well. He is in the bed, and we need to try to keep the volume down in this room. For this reason, I would like you to perform your musical acts at the other ends of the hall this evening." She says, "Other than that, if you will follow me," and she kind of like walks out this door. "Come, my Liebchen, come.
Right.
I will
Sorry.
follow her.
Yeah, we got her.
Okay. She points at this door here, and she says, "This is my room. This is my private quarters. You must not enter here. And as you know, the door at the bottom of the hall here, this is mine office." She says, "Now, upstairs are all the bedrooms for all the children. It is where the nursery is. If you feel you need to go up there, you can. As we are outside the main room, I must ask you to be somewhat discreet and do not try to disturb the children. Go about your business as you see fit, but, incidentally, and please do not take this the wrong way, but I have noticed that, you're very capable children. And, do perhaps any of you possess any, strange knowledges or, gifts or talents that's...
Of course, all of us.
Excellent, wunderbar. So do any of you possibly has any, medical skills, doctorial skills that perhaps you could lend to taking a quiet look at Milovash and see what is ailing him?
I could at least keep him stabilized.
The father from the Church of St. Andrew, he has come here and said some prayers and done some things, and as I said, we have consulted the apothecary, but none of these things have been successful. So if you feel that you may have some talents, then, and if there's anything you need to ask, you can come to, Madam Velasco and ask me, and I will tell you what you need to know.
Trip is an expert at this, but me and Octavius, we often help him with healing, so we all three need to be there.
Oh, well, if you need to go see him, do so, please, and but be quiet and discreet.
Of course. Wouldn't want to wake a cranky boy.
Okay, she'll come back in here to kind of run interference with the kids.
Walk up.
Touching children.
Alrighty. Into Milovash's chambers.
Okay. Yep, as you wander in the room. So, the bedroom is sparsely furnished. The floors are covered with dirt, and an old shovel lies on the ground at the foot of the bed. A sickly young man sleeps fitfully. Kind of, he has sweat pouring from his brow, and he is like tossing in his obviously unrested sleep. You can tell from the sweat that he probably is running some kind of fever. And you can also notice that he has got some kind of blood-soaked bile that's dripping down the side of his mouth. Not like thick sanguine-colored blood, but like a frothy spit that obviously has some kind of blood mixed into it. And his skin is kind of a pale yellow tinge. He clearly does not look well. Did you go in there as well as Octavius, or no?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for you to.
Yeah, go ahead and stick your stuff.
Oh,
Stick
I
your
can.
butt in
Okay,
there.
sorry, I didn't know I
Cool.
could go in.
Okay. All right.
Before anything, I'd just like to really kind of give him a look over. You said he's like bleeding a little from his mouth and just not looking well. I'm gonna
Okay,
get a closer look and see if this is.
So you're
something
kind
I
of
can
checking him
feel a
over
little bit.
medically?
Yeah.
Give me a medicine check.
There is a skill for that. That is.
First roll of the day.
Well, I rolled already.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
No, it's
Yeah.
not very good.
Okay. Other than the obvious of which he's running a low-grade fever, there's not a whole lot else you can really tell just like looking at him medically.
Well, okay then. I'll go ahead and do my thing, and I'm gonna start casting a healing spell on him because he needs it apparently.
Okay, what you
Stupid
casting?
Idiot child baby. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him.
Cure wounds. Okay.
There it is.
A very strange thing happens. You place your cure wounds is it's one that, cure wounds is touch, right? So you kind of lay your hand on him and apply cure wounds. So not only does it have zero effect, there are no visible wounds on this guy. However, you lay your hand on him and start uttering your prayer, and you suddenly feel a very negative energy like push your hand away from him, like your spell was like ejected from laying hands upon him, like some kind of force was like, get out, no, I will not allow this, or something like that. And it was like literally you felt it like wasn't painful, but very, very weird and statically charged.
Octavius, you saw that, right?
I didn't see it. I more felt it.
Right, you witnessed that.
Yes, I did.
What is that?
This child is possessed, isn't he, Octavius?
At a guess, Milavash is probably 17, 18 years old. Probably the oldest kid here, but he's not really a kid anymore.
That felt evil. That felt kind of cursed. I didn't like that.
Let me see if I can deduce what is going on here.
Okay.
And I'll take a closer up look to the bed just to see if I can, and then do. I don't know. I'm not a cultist, so I don't know.
Paladin! Thank you for that.
Whatever it would be that Octavius would
Take your beds
know, kind of signs to look for, or something along those lines that might tip him off to what might be ailing. If now that I know that it might be a spiritual
Okay.
Maledicts.
Yeah, give me an arcane knowledge check.
arcane. Okay.
13. Okay. So where he placed his hand, like as you move in, you catch a glimpse of something kind of dissipating back into his skin. You're really not sure what kind of magic might be at play here, but you are fairly certain that there is indeed some kind of unpleasant magic at work.
Okay. I do not know if it is possession per se, but there are dark forces at work here.
I think it's my turn to try. Now, brothers, I will ask you this question. Trying to decide. I can detect the thoughts of this young man. Should I do it now, or shall we wake him up? If we can.
I don't know if we want to wake him up yet. I can make him tell the truth about things once he is, but
I'll try to detect what's going on in his mind now, then.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
It's at the full fun.
What you gonna do?
Gemma's casting this for the first time, so she looks
It's
a little
called Wall of
clumsy.
Text.
wow, it's long. A little clumsy as she puts her hands to her temples, and it's just like, all right, let me probing.
Okay. All right. So,
Something.
here's the spell. So for the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures when you cast a spell, and as your action each turn until the spell ends, which is up to a minute, you can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. If that creature you choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower, or doesn't speak any language, it is unaffected. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind, and then you can probe deeper, blah, 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 blah. Questions verbally directed at the target creature naturally shape the course of its thoughts, so this spell is particularly effective as part of an interrogation. You can also use this spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. When you cast a spell, or as your action during the duration, you can search for thoughts within 30 feet of you. The spell can penetrate barriers, but 2 feet of rock, 2 inches of metal, other than lead or thin sheets of lead block you. You can't detect a creature with an intelligence 3 or lower. Once you detect the presence of a creature in the way, you can read its thoughts for the rest of the duration, as described above. Okay. Where are you focusing your thoughts for the first part of this?
I focus it towards, in front of me, towards the kid.
Towards the boy? Okay. The surface thoughts. They are very non-coherent. You get like fragments of thoughts, but really all you can kind of sense from it is this person is seriously suffering underneath the guise of being, he's out cold. As I said, there's no coherent thought there, but you get a very definite feeling of discomfort and malcontent coming from him.
Now that I've done that, Like I think this spell.
If you probe deeper than that,
do
he gets a
something
willpower
more.
save.
I would want to transfer it, thinking that he might be possessed, to see if there are any other thinking creatures around us in this room.
Okay. Other than your siblings, it does not appear to be that there is a separate entity at work outside of, in this room with you guys.
Okay. I'll attempt to probe further into the kid's
Alrighty.
brain then.
As I say, he gets a willpower save. What is your DC? What is the DC for that? What is your caster thingy?
Wizard. Save DC for wizard 14.
14? Okay. Let's see here. Where's his sheet? Alrighty. Okay. Here's what I'll tell you. So, as you start kind of getting deeper into his disturbed mind, you kind of sort of confirm something that you were suspicious of when he has no will. I mean, he's clearly unconscious, virtually he is, and you had no problem getting through the surface and starting to dig, but then all of a sudden you encountered a much stronger willed secondary force that ejected your mind from his. Like, suddenly you feel like a huge, big, almost like a psychic energy of just hits you, like, and leaves you kind of momentarily kind of dazed and like bewildered, like as if your head had just been rung inside a giant bell.
Okay. Huh.
And when that happens, the spell will end. So it kind of like pulls you out of the spell. Because it says on there, target makes a willpower save. If it fails, you gain insight into reasoning and its emotional state and something that looms large in its mind. If it succeeds, the spell ends.
Okay. You see me just start taking out rope.
Hang him.
Gemma, what's going on?
I'm going to hand this to you. We need to tie him up.
But he's not doing anything.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, there's something in there.
What do you mean?
It didn't let me probe deeper into his thoughts.
There's something in there.
Powerful
Oh.
force. It's got to be some kind of possession, demon, something. Anyway, here you go.
Well, what if we... Okay.
I mean, this is the land of the devil. I'm
That's-
gonna go ahead and start
All right.
working on that. I
Yeah,
guess.
me too.
Alright, so you're going to like pull the covers back and start tying him up.
Yeah.
He's kind of, his arms, as you start to tie him up, his arms kind of flail, but with no strength. He's very easy to kind of like pin his arms down and his legs, and you can quite easily restrain him.
Okay.
You want to leave him on top of the bed restrained, or you're going to kind of like restrain him and then pull the blankets back over him?
I
feel
think
like
we should pull the...
blanket is separate, but
Yeah, well, I would pull the blanket back in case someone walked in.
Okay.
They won't see
That's a
just
good
rope
idea.
around this. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the reason I was asking
Yep.
are you doing this so he's noticeably restrained, or like,
No.
we're just going to restrain
Yes,
him subtly and then
with-
it's fine.
with the way things are here, before the blanket gets put back, I'm gonna kind of just double check and see, like, bruising, scarring, anything going on with his body. Give me a
Okay.
scan.
Give me another medicine skill roll.
Hopefully
Come on,
this one's
Satch.
better. This the last one was not better.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, you give him the once over. He
Try.
doesn't see. You don't see any visible injuries, any visible marks, or other than this, fever that he has. And periodically, he's like, and when he does that, some of that spittle kind of comes out of his mouth.
I'm just gonna give him one last check by the neck, then, just to be sure that he's not affected.
Okay. I'll let you give me one more dice roll.
Okay. I don't know what vampires look
Okay.
like.
Nope, there are no marks on his neck. But as you're feeling around his neck, you suddenly feel just how hot he really is. Like he clearly is burning up a fever. One thing you're fairly confident of, though, is with all the signs of what's going on, with what Gemma's told you, with what you've initially seen, with what Octavius noticed, you're fairly confident that whatever this is not contagious.
Spirit sick, as it were.
Spirit sick.
We might need a cold compress to keep his body alive. I can't heal him with magic. I'm gonna look at the other two and be like, well, one of you, who's gonna do it?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Ought to be some kind of well or something nearby, right?
Sure. What exactly do you need?
Yeah, just cold water on a rag, keep him cool.
On it. I'll scamper off.
Okay.
Which you've shown us where, I can get a drink of water
you
or something.
know the kitchen was through this door.
Okay, then I'm going to come through here.
All right.
And do I run into my... Do I
run
into
in there,
fools?
and you'll see flour all over the floor, and Doug kind of... and Seth kind of covered in flour, and a huge big ball of dough that he's just finished kneading. By now, your dad has whipped a few dozen eggs, and has got them all side of stuff, and he is now vigorously using a knife to peel potatoes.
I won't even question it, and I'll grab a wash rag.
Okay.
And get
you
it
all
wet.
right? You all right, son?
We're hot on the trail. You two keep doing whatever this is, and I'll run around quickly, grab a rag, run over, get a little bit of water.
The cook will be like, get out of here! You know you're not allowed in here during meal prep. Shoot, go on,
I'll
out of here!
scamper out, get back in here, and
Scallywags. Okay.
place the rag on his head.
All right. It, although subtle, does noticeably kind of calm down some of his violent shakes and stuff like that a little bit. So it's having some kind of positive effect.
Okay.
How much?
Yes, I need you to sneak something else.
What?
Yeah.
I need you to go to Madame Bolosco's room and grab the book on her desk called Beyond the Morning Lord's Sight. I'm just curious if there's anything about possession in it.
Okay. Give me a moment, and I'll again scamper.
Okay.
Down here.
Nothing to see here.
Yep.
Just,
and go over to
Octavius
her.
Escalante sneaking into another room.
Right.
Yeah, I'll try to stealthily get into the room where she told me it was her quarters, which I believe was this one.
The good news is, with the kids making the racket that they make, it's not hard to go quietly from room to room. Any effort to try to be quiet will be easily muffled. Okay. Yeah, so you can get into this main room here. And sure enough, once you kind of come into this large room, you will see a small door here, and then the main room itself. I described this room to your sister earlier, but I will go ahead and describe it again. A for you and A for chat.
Okay.
So it's modest in broad standards, but the bedroom is quite nice compared to the rest of this orphanage. These quarters are spotless and meticulously organized. The furnishings include a large bed, a wardrobe, a chest of drawers, and a table with 2 books resting on top of them.
Okay, I'll go over to the table with the 2 books and grab the one that says something along the lines of Beyond the Morning Star Sight or whatever it was that she said.
Just for your own reference, there are 2 books there indeed. One of them says Toxic Parenting, The Hurtful Legacy of Corporal Punishment.
Okay.
And the other one says Beyond the Morning Lord's Sight, which is a thin book.
Okay, I would grab that one.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a you might say no, but I'm gonna take a real quick peek around the room just to see if there's anything else that might lead to her having some sort of knowledge or work put in that this kid might be possessed. You know what I mean? Just something that.
Give me a perception roll as you scour the room.
Okay. Got another thing that I'm not the best at here. Ooh, there we go. Not bad.
Okay. Zoom in just a little bit more so that chat can see. Okay, yeah, you give the room a good scour. You don't really find anything else. But as you're kind of like coming back over this way to exit the room, your eyes kind of catch a glimpse of a piece of parchment that is poking out of the top drawer, just like a little tiny corner of it stuck out, like somebody closed the door in haste, or closed the drawer in haste.
Yeah, I think I'll know that because I've done that move before when my dad walks into my room and I'm doing something I'm not supposed to, and I shove it in there. There's always like a little piece sticking out, so I'll take that as oh yes, I know what that is, and I'll open it up and take a look at what it is.
Okay. It's little more than a single piece of paper with some scratchings on it. However, I would say with your background and knowledge, those marks are definitely runic or arcane of some kind. If you give me an arcane roll, maybe you'll know more about them.
Maybe I will this time. I don't have a high arcane, that's the thing.
Nope.
I figured that would be more like history and stuff like that. Intelligence isn't my highest. Ooh,
okay.
Nice.
So, yeah, these are you've kind of seen some of this before. Maybe not exactly these rooms, but these are unpleasant. The sort of runes that might be utilized to make up some kind of curse.
I see. Okay.
So, looking at it, it's kind of like... the other thing I'll tell you is, because you rolled pretty high, it doesn't look like they were drawn. Because it's kind of indented on the paper. Almost like... Remember back, like, when you used to, like, to get the indentations off of gravestones and stuff, you'd put a piece of paper up and kind of rub the back to get
etched in there, yeah.
Pretty sure that that's how she acquired these, or whoever come up with this piece of paper acquired them.
Huh.
So it wasn't like she actually copied them down because she'd seen them, it was more of an actual etching.
Okay, so that would lead me to believe that this paper has been to where whatever this is resides, and
very probably.
Okay. All right, well then I'm definitely gonna get out of here before I'm found.
Okay.
And make my way back to the room.
Back to the main room. Okay.
Yeah.
And back with newfound information. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll come in the room and shut the door.
Hmm.
Brother, sister, I have alarming news.
What?
Oh, here you are. I'll hand Gemma the book she asked for. But I also, and I'll slip it out of my cloak, I found this. It is a piece of parchment. To the untrained eye, it looks like possible just scribbles, but this is something that I have actually done some studies in, and well, I don't know exactly what it is. This is the makings of how to put a curse on someone.
Oh, crap. I just realized I didn't start something. 1 second.
The whole stream?
No. Yeah, we've been talking to ourselves. No, I forgot to launch Streamlabs, which means it's not. If anybody did any things, it wasn't populating them. So I apologize if you did things.
Shame.
Let me look and see if anybody did things. Let's see. Fortunately, no. So we're good. Okay, good deal. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just tell him
See
this
that?
is... okay.
Maybe I can read it.
I have a pretty keen eye on this, and I'm telling you what it is.
But can you read? Is it a language or?
Yes, it's more of like an arcane language, not so much that one that can be
Are you showing it to them? Or
Yeah, no, I would be holding it up.
Okay, Gemma, you can give me an arcane check if you wish.
I'm more playing the fact of like you couldn't know what this is. It's me. I'm the smart. I only know. So.
All right. Yeah, I'm checking to see if it's a language that I could possibly read or learn to read or something.
Ooh. Okay.
There you go.
You have a spell for that too, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
There's no language you recognize, but yeah, you concur with your brother. These are definitely arcane symbols utilized in some kind of ritualistic type spell.
Just give it to me a little while longer, please. I think I can decipher this. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna attempt this. To comprehend languages on it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Unless it's an arcane sigil or glyph or secret message.
So yeah, these, again, this is not a written language. These are more along the lines of arcane sigils and glyphs and stuff like that.
Damn it.
But this does last
an
hour, unless you know, and you're taking, so it's in effect for other uses as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna start reading the book or not reading it, but flipping through it.
Oh, okay. Well then, yes. With this spell, in fact, the first part of the book is very, very obviously written in common. As you kind of glance through it, and it says that this gives you the basics of demons and demonic worship, and how to identify when witchcraft is at play and demonic entities are at foot and stuff like that. And then you get this part of it that's written in some very strange and weird squiggly text that begins to talk about ritual sacrifices and is written in a very unpleasant tongue. Let's see. The duration you understand the literary meaning of it. I'm gonna house rule this that it's gonna tell you what the languages are, what the language is, because it doesn't specifically say that it does that, but there are definitely paragraphs in here written in abyssal and infernal languages. The book isn't so much a book of spells or a book of rituals or a book of arcane. It's more of a book of study, understanding such things. So it doesn't look like this is a book that you would use to pull shit off. But if you was trying to learn something about this sort of stuff, it's got a lot of good information in there. Definitely worth a good read at some point.
Okay. And poring over it, do I see any words or any chapters that's like possession?
There are some things about possession in there.
Body.
Also, you notice a few of these runes that you saw earlier that your brother had found on the piece of paper. Some of those are clearly listed in here, and talk about how they can be deployed to cause harm to people. Minor curses and unpleasant things, giving people, how you can. One of these particular things is looks like it's really, really useful in deploying nightmares and giving people unpleasant dreams and things like that.
Interesting.
While you kids are all doing that, I don't want Doug and Seth to spend the entire session doing nothing.
Oh, come on. I was having a nice time.
So you're alone in this room, basically buzzing around, doing kitchen-y things with the cook. Is there anything else you want to do other than just kowtow to her barking demands, or?
I would, at one point, as we're getting into the thick of cooking and assisting.
Okay.
Step to the side, approach Douglas on the side, and kind of shoulder bump him, kind of gently, so he knows that I'm there. Obviously, can't miss me. And I'm just gonna be like, I'm sorry,
Sorry for what?
Well, for saying that you don't control your kids. That was mean.
Yeah, it was.
And you know, well, I never had any kids myself. At least those that I know exist. I don't know if any. Who knows? You know.
I know that, Seth. Yes.
But I always did admire your effort. The effort. You know the thing you did to with them, especially Octavius. You know, you didn't have to take it.
Take a deep breath and just put the peeler down and the potato down.
Don't stab me. Oh, you put it down too.
I'm gonna look up at you, and when you look up, I am just tears are streaming down with it. Thank you for saying that, brother. And I'm just gonna give you the biggest flowery patting hug.
Yep. I'm bear hugging you back.
Thank you.
As you're doing that, you hear a familiar barking. If you're going to stand there and hug each other, do it with potato peelers in hand.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I'll get back to what I was doing.
No, I'm sorry for what I said to you too, Seth. I know.
Okay, yeah, you've done with the bread. She's now pushed you onto potato peeling duty with your brother.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna start peeling them potatoes.
Okay.
She is now over there, kind of like measuring the dough that you've put into smaller portions and putting it into bowls, and then putting damp cloths over it and taking it and sitting it over on a shelf near the fire.
I think after we're done here, frantically peeling potatoes, we should try to peek and see if we can get out of here. Get to maybe outside or another room where there's not so much work. Well, the kids are asleep. She can't cook all night, right?
I don't know. There's a lot of kids.
I mean, right now, obviously, she's preparing, supper for everybody. So, there's
maybe while they're
bread to
distracted.
bake and potatoes to mash, and she's going to be there for a few hours.
Yeah, I mean,
Sneak out when she's distracted and the kids are busy eating. Maybe we can get out of here.
yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do that.
Okay.
I love you, bro.
Maybe we could steal Mr. Whippy.
Steal Mr. Whippy.
I just audibly sigh. It's like,
just throw it in the just throw it in the trash.
I think we should go the hey, miss, and I'm gonna look over my shoulder at her.
Okay, and she's kind of like rolling the bread into balls. What is it now?
Is there a back door to this place?
Yes.
Well, if I...
Oh, that reminds me. She reaches under the table and slings a bucket at you. She goes, yes, out the back door. Through this door. To your right. Go outside and fetch water from the well. Go on.
I can't actually do that.
What do you mean you can't? Look at the size of you. You can carry a bucket full of water, you foolish man.
No, ma'am, you don't understand. We're playing this game with the children called Don't Be Seen.
There are no time for games.
No, there's always time for games. Look, my brother and I will help you prepare dinner, but we can't go outside until the kids are no longer in that room.
Oh, for pity's sake. Fine, gives me the bucket.
She sheepishly hands it back to her.
Okay.
Sorry.
She'll frumpily stomp out of the kitchen door, and you'll hear the back door open and close.
Reminds me of your
Leaving
wife.
you
I'm kidding.
all by
I'm kidding.
yourselves in the kitchen. Time to spit in potato.
No, my children are going to eat this.
I just give Douglas a look. Like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Do you guys want to stay in here and keep cooking, or do you want to take this opportunity to sort off?
No, we're gonna stay put for a little bit longer.
Okay.
I think until there's like the next little break of where the kids might move to either the mess hall or whatever, wherever we can get through the doorway without them.
Based on the table
seeing us?
and all the chairs,
That is
and
the mess
everything that's
hall.
in this
That is
big
their mess
room,
hall?
They probably eat in here as well.
Okay. Well, maybe when the concert begins
When you
And
get
they're
them
all
all to
watching-
the other end of the room, right? Okay.
and they're all watching Trip, we can slip out.
All right.
That'll
well,
be our
yeah.
goal.
About 5 minutes later, then she'll come back in carrying a bucket of water and grumbling under her breath. Meanwhile, back with the children. Okay, children. So yeah, Gemma, you are comprehending and understanding very unpleasant things. And Octavius and Trip, you can probably see Gemma's eyes sparkling up as she's running her fingers over the words in the book.
Gemma, wake up! I don't like this.
When I get to like, when I get to the part with the similar
Sacrifice
rune
your
symbols,
youngest brother.
I will show them
Okay.
and kind of read out loud some of the parts that I'm saying about the curse.
Yeah, maybe break it up into
Nightmares.
bits so you don't actually accidentally set it off.
I'm not going to. It's fine.
Ichnay on the Magicae.
Unfortunately, this book does not provide how to unpossess a person, but he could just be cursed in some kind of way, and I'm not quite familiar with removing a curse.
Let me try something. Clactu, Verata.
No.
You fool.
Okay. What is your plan from there?
We have him feeling a little better with the cold compress, keeping him stable is working. I don't know if we can wake him up. If we can, we need to talk to him about whatever got him this way and perhaps
How
the
do you wish
whereabouts.
to try to bring
of the
him
bones.
around?
Well, cold water on the face isn't doing much, so
Nope, it's soothing his fevered brow a little, but that's about it.
yeah, I was just gonna try shaking him a little bit and see if that does it.
Okay, we give him a bit of a shake, and all he does is really convulse a bit more and kind of spit up a lot more of that gudge that he has done previously. But ooh, that's probably not a good idea.
She said not to be loud.
Okay, you put it up to his ear and thong. Doesn't seem to react to it.
Do you think the priest knows how to remove curses?
I
What?
would hope so.
That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
Right, but he was lying about some things, some bones. I don't know if he's a whole charlatan or what.
I don't think he's a charlatan. I think he's just not ready to face the humility of perhaps failing his duty.
Perhaps we should take him there. But we should find out.
So like
This curse is related to
kidnap
him.
him?
No. In the morning.
Don't mind us. We're just dragging a big
Well,
bag
do you
of
think
clothes out the door.
right, but how are we to leave the
We-
premises?
Well, we just tell her later. We think we know what it is, and we have to take him to the priest.
Well, I think she might know what it is.
Well, if that was in her drawer, probably.
That's what I mean. I don't think she's going to be too keen on us taking him. Or if she wouldn't she have done that already? That's the first person you call.
Are there windows in this room?
There are. There's 2 small windows over here.
Too small for a body?
You could probably get him out there if you really meant to.
What a sentence.
Wondering. Alright.
But considering just lightly shaking him kind of had him almost cough up a lung, you're not convinced moving him would be a good thing to do.
Or a quiet one.
So we sneak the priest in here.
Also, don't remember you tied him to the bed.
Yeah. Well, we could untie him too.
Yeah, we're not moving it. I can distract, do the dinner and show thing, and maybe Octavius could run back to the church. Gemma continue to figure out what you can about him, make sure he doesn't start floating, head spinning around kind of thing.
Do we tell our dad?
Yeah, I'll see what the schedule is for dinner and, work out what time works best for everything. Keep the distraction going.
Right. Because if needed, maybe they can go get the priest or Octavius can.
I imagine they don't want to stay in the kitchen for the next couple days.
Probably. Though that's probably the best room in the house.
You would hope so. Otherwise, we're all being food poisoned tonight. There is dirt everywhere in here. Right, break? Do we have like a secret handshake that we do?
Obviously.
Yeah. Let's rock today.
Let's rock today.
Now shoot it and kaboot
it.
Okay. I'll be possibly back, Gemma, depending on what they say. And I'm gonna go over to the kitchen.
Okay. Yep, so you go wandering in there.
I'm just gonna be like the ladies in front of me first. I'm gonna be like, are those two bothering you? Do you need me to take care of them?
She kind of looks at you and she says, "No, they are helping prepare supper. Would you like to help as well? There's plenty of room." There clearly isn't, but
No, there is not, ma'am. I was just wondering, how long till dinner's prepared?
it should be ready in about 3 hours. The bread must rise, and then it must be baked.
Let's just only 2.
We're not needed for that part, right? I mean, the bread rising.
Yeah, I think we could probably just.
No, I am sure that I can manage. I have done so all by myself many, many times before.
Right, I'll start the show clear across the hall then, and hopefully I imagine you two have other things to do. Right, I'm gonna fill you in. There is something affecting the prime suspect of our bone scenario. Perhaps otherworldly. We found some interesting notes, which I'm not really privy to say, given the circumstances, but we are inspecting what we can on it, and Octavius is going to be running out to see if we can get the priesthood to perhaps do some additional holy work on the case. In the meantime, I'm not sure exactly what you want to do, but we could use help from the outside, I'm sure. If you could maybe rendezvous with Octavius at the church. He's going to take off once my set starts, which I guess will be a pre-dinner show. I was hoping to do a whole spectacle with the food, but we'll make it work.
Do you have any songs about potatoes? We've peeled a lot. So.
Well, it's not my song, but
you could do a cover.
It was like a 4-piece band from back in Candoin. It's like something mashed potato. I'll figure it out. But yeah, they don't know about that place, so I can probably do it here, no problem. Oh my gosh, I can just take credit. I could just take credit for other people's creative work. Yes, this won't backfire at all. We'll see if I can't extend the set list to another hour or so. In the meantime, you two best finish up here and maybe meet Octavius.
You're muted.
Why don't you go and give the kids a preview right now so Douglas and I can skedaddle.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to do.
Yeah, get them nice and distracted. Maybe also call Whiskey over here so I can, unless that's part of it. Unless you need him.
I was going to maybe have him do the thing where he jumps really high.
Oh yeah, that'll keep the kids
But
distracted.
but no, he'd probably be better off again with the out group. So yeah, I'll and then I'm just gonna crack the door open. I'm gonna do that little thing I do with my front teeth, where it like high pitched whistles and gets his attention.
I'm gonna finish the potato I was working on, and then walk to the door and be go.
Hey buddy, hey buddy. Oh, there you are. There, good boy, good boy, good boy. We need your help in the kitchen. Actually, yes. Come on in. Come on in. Put a dog in the kitchen. Yes.
Okay, yeah, she will start yelling profoundly if you take the dog in there. Get it out of here! No dogs in the kitchen.
It's okay. It's okay. We're getting right out of here. Don't worry. Just if you want to just let us get through, that would be great.
Yep, she'll happily let you go and take care of the dog. She'd rather have you out of the kitchen than the dog in the kitchen. That's for sure.
I'll
go ahead and
I'll go
distract
do the
him.
distraction. Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna sit over here by the dollhouse and just start getting everyone's attention. Just like, dinner will be ready shortly, but in the meantime, who wants to hear some interesting stories about crazy people fighting all kinds of monsters, say dragons, fleshy monster things made out of babies, or just perhaps a good old riling time back with the boys of fighting the war against, well, now it's still a dragon. That's still a dragon.
All right. Most of the kids will indeed kind of all begin to gather around down here to listen to your tales or your songs.
It's a little combination thing I like to call Maury's.
As that starts, I'm going to open the door and hug this wall.
Okay.
To slip out of this door.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
that'll take
behind him.
Out into the backyard. Once you're out here, let me tell you what you see. So basically, this area is kind of a large fenced-in area. There are 3 large kind of wooden, not barrels, but like wooden containers. Each one's about 3 feet tall, full of water. 2 of them have lids on, 1 does not. There are a couple of teenagers out here that are kind of like washing clothes in one of them. You also notice that there is indeed a well at the center over here, and 3 small exterior outhouses. For your defecating pleasure.
So I'm going to look at the teenagers and then that Doug and be like, gate.
There is a gate right here.
Well, Doug, shall we leave?
Yes, let's get out of here and leave my children behind. As I said earlier, very sad business, leaving my children to be orphans forever now. So hope they have a good life.
And then
just keep walking back.
Down in the other room, you'll hear a part where I go, and that's when the shadow slips behind them and out of view.
Okay. Where are you 2 going?
Towards the front, I imagine.
Yeah,
right?
I think we're gonna wait for where he had said. So Trip had told us that Octavius is gonna slip out at some point to head to the church.
Okay.
Right?
I
don't know what the timing is on that, but
right.
to intercept him would be my goal.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the front door is down here, and of course you know where the back door is. So.
Well, as we walk down to the front, could we see through those windows? Like, or are they shuttered?
You could peer through those.
I mean, I just, don't know.
I mean, they don't have all the windows shuttered up. They have the windows.
Because that's the thing. Like, the kids have been coming to see us in the kitchen pretty quickly. Like,
Yeah.
So we don't know where Milovic is because the lady didn't say that to us.
Right.
But I figure they might be on this floor because they keep coming in and talking to us.
You might have heard the door opening and closing too.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
So if you peer through these windows, you will see a large double bed with a blanketed body and a head, and you'll see, your 2 younger children kind of poring over a book on the edge of his bed.
So I'm gonna tap on the glass of the window.
I can't.
Kind of.
Hi. Is going good? Okay. Great. I'm sure we can hear you. There's no way there's insulation.
Yeah,
I'm gonna run over to the window and throw it up.
Okay.
I have a mission. I'm going to tell the priest of what we found here.
Sure, you can get through that window, Octavius.
Yes,
Interesting
I could
size.
just, if you want to just come on down, I'll take you there.
I don't need your
Interesting
help.
size.
Come on.
I got you.
Let him pick you up.
Come on.
He
I've
wants
missed
to.
you. It was really hard abandoning you two for 20 minutes. So if you could just
I'm gonna spin around
one little snuggle
and
won't
look
kill
at Gemma and Big.
I will return shortly.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do
Yeah,
kind of like
I'm
a little.
fine. I got this.
Do a little trust fall out.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna do like a little,
I'm sure
like a
nothing
little.
bad could happen to me.
Well, I tied that rope quite tight. I am very good with knots.
Okay,
Uh,
I'll be in
What
this
rope?
corner.
Exactly.
And I'm going to, and while I say that, I'm going to like do a little back roll out of the window, like
Do a little dance.
Exactly.
I'm trying to catch
And
you.
a
fall
little
out.
Batman, a little Batman action.
Okay. All right.
okay.
And
there-
you are
there-
outside.
There you go. So what's going on in there?
I believe that this boy has been cursed.
And so you tied him up with rope?
You don't know what the curse is going to possibly do. So we did it for safety reasons. I figured you would be way on board with that.
No, I am. I just want to know that Gemma's going to be okay in there.
I'm sure she'll be fine. She can handle herself.
All
So
right.
the-
Anyways, we must
Priest.
make haste. We must make haste to the priest.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Yeah. We're
So
gonna
all
to
three
the
of you
priest.
going to the priest?
Sure.
I guess, yeah.
I'll move you down here just for now. Okay. Alrighty. So off across the street to the church you go. So Trip, you're going to entertain the troops, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And what is Gemma going to do?
I retreat to the corner of the room
Okay.
as I suddenly get a little nervous because being alone really isn't my specialty. So I go, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just gonna read this book and glance up every 5 seconds.
Looks like we're having some issues.
A little bit.
Yes, the people in chat have been saying.
Yeah, and I'm noticing some dropped packets on my end.
Yeah, it's running a bit delayed for me.
Yeah, and it's not on Twitch's end, it's on my end. Because I'm seeing it on OBS. Let's have a quick look here. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let me just try something here real quick. Well, unless my daughter is suddenly cranked up something on the internet that's hogging all my bandwidth, should be okay. Nope, I'm not dropping packets. Interesting. Well, we'll see. It looks like it's starting to clear up, so. Alrighty. Hopefully it's okay. Yeah, you might need to refresh, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll watch it, and if it goes really bad, then we may call it a little early. Rather than have a bad stream. Okay. So yes, back to you, Gemma. Sorry.
Yes, basically, I'm going to continue to read that book for the next until my spell ends, and just glance up nervously, like every 5 seconds, because I'm getting pretty paranoid at this point.
Periodically, he'll make strange murmurings and stuff like that, but other than that, no, it's all good. All right, those of you that are heading over to the church, let's pop you into the town center here. Right. And I'll move you all over there just because. Okay, so yeah, the orphanage is here. You kind of head back into the church, where Father Lucian Petrovich is the attending clergy priest here. Okay. Yeah, you go wandering in, and he's wandering around doing his priestly duties and listening to some of his flock.
Excuse me, priest.
All right. He kind of like finishes a blessing and then comes wandering over to you piously.
Yes, thank
yes,
you.
I do happen to find anything out about what we discussed.
Yes, my son here has some important information to share with you. It's very top secret.
Yes,
go ahead, Octavius.
And he'll like pull you away from the main congregation.
Don't be shy now. Don't be shy. Tell him
Believe
what you
me,
know.
this is of most grave importance. Your fatherness, we believe that there is a child in the orphanage who has been laid upon by a curse.
Oh, how terrible. Terrible indeed. Which of the children is it?
His name is... It's like Milovich or something. It is. It's
Milovich.
Milovash, yes.
Milovash, yes, I came to see Milovash a few days ago. He is very sick. None of my priestly prayers or my knowledge seemed to make him feel any better or was able to wake him.
But wait, isn't that your whole thing? Don't you remove curses and lift evil spirits and etc., etc.?
I have prayed to St. Andrew over the boy, yes, and he does not appear to be injured in any way. What's affecting him seems to be some kind of disease or other malady. Or
No.
Perhaps you're correct. Perhaps it is indeed a curse. But I, unfortunately, have been powerless to help him.
Gore, haven't we basically come to the conclusion that we're already suspicious of this guy, that he might...
I don't know. You tell me. I mean,
yeah, I just want to I want to remember
things that you
that's
know,
what we came to. Okay.
That's
yeah, he told
what I
you
was
that the
trying to
bones of
imply,
St. Andrew have been stolen. He doesn't want anybody in the town to be aware of that because it would really dishearten everybody, and he certainly didn't want the Burgomaster to know because, to some degree, he kept it very secret that he even had the bones of St. Andrew here.
Yeah, I just want to make sure my actions are driven from like actual stuff we've deduced at this point. Okay.
I mean, he hasn't done anything necessarily suspect or suspicious. I mean, hell, he's never left the church, but you know. Yep.
Well, do you remember the direction you pointed us about who you thought might be in possession of these bones or have taken them?
Yes, the young boy that was working here at the church.
Yes, we have followed that thread, and we think that Milovich knows possibly where the bones may be.
And yet it is Milovich that is struck down by this malady.
Yes,
Then we need to find out how to bring Milovich out of this stupor that he is in.
Yes, but don't you find that a bit coincidental?
Well, indeed. I wonder why this has happened to him. Perhaps it is St. Andrew himself punishing him for stealing his bones. Perhaps
do I know about St. Andrew as far as like what kind of god he is, even just a rough Like, is he like a good god or one of those like?
So Saint
spike-
Andril was one of the religion here, that is the Morning Lord. He was a saint of the Morning Lord.
Yeah, that's not okay.
So yes, he was a goodly.
Right.
Yeah.
No, Father, listen to me. The spirits that have hold, the curse that has a stranglehold around this boy is not in any sort of way holy at all.
And you have been able to discern this?
I have, yes.
Then you know more about this than I.
That's not good. We came here for your assistance. We came here for your holiness, which was something I do not possess. We figured you might be able to lift this spirit or have some sort of a way to.
I'm afraid not. I am the head priest here, but the Morning Lord is a long since departed religion. My powers are not too great, I'm afraid.
So you can't lift the malady?
I have tried, and I have not succeeded. I have cast prayers of healing upon him, but none of these things have worked.
Do you know anybody who maybe knows more about this in town that would maybe be able to try something different?
Not that I could think of, no. I know that
well.
Madame Belasco did mention that she had consulted the apothecary for some kind of herbal remedies or whatever, but from what I understand, this also never yielded any results.
We don't get this boy better, we're not going to learn what he knows.
Well, if he is indeed cursed, then perhaps you need to find out who or what cursed him. Maybe if you can find this out, you can find out how to remove the curse. I'm afraid I have no magics that can do this, but if there is a curse in place, usually curses have some form of counteraction that can be performed or done if you can figure out why. Or perhaps who it is that did the cursing.
Do you know a lot about this boy? Does he have any enemies?
Not that I am aware. He's a young man that grew up in the orphanage and had since worked here as his latter years as a church, digging graves and such. And all has been well here in Valaki. All is well. And as you know, the devil has not stepped foot here in 100 years.
Well, somebody's cursing somebody, so it's not all well.
No, but you must not say that. It's all is well. Remember, the law of Valaki is such that if you cast any doubt, spread any rumors or gossip about malcontent, you will be arrested.
Okay, well, no one's allowed to have a cold or get sick?
People get sick all the time, but they must smile and do their best to, I will be well soon. I understand for outsiders this must seem a very strange place. In truth, it is a very strange place, but I can only do my best in looking out for the well-being of the spiritual aspects of my flock.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, I guess.
I wish I could do more. I feel helpless. Maybe if I would take some adventures and go up a few levels.
Well,
so I'm gonna shake my head at Douglas because I know nothing to say.
Yeah. Well, Tavius, you I guess get back in there and try to figure out who cursed him?
Yes, I guess we are on our own.
All right, let's get back before your sister gets infected or whatever.
She'll be fine.
Hurry?
Yes.
I guess we go back to the window and
back to the window.
Throw Octavius up in there. I'll help you up there. Don't worry.
I got it. Thank you.
No, just give me your foot right here. Come on, on old Dad's knee, just like we used to. Come on, you got it.
hold Dad's knee.
Maybe a
Wholesome.
little 1-2 up, just like you like.
I've got it. I said.
Remember when you were little and I would toss you in there and you would laugh? Oh, you would laugh so hard till you
All right,
peed.
so you guys are going back to the side where you came out. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Quickly. Thank you.
Your little giggle. Oh, that little baby giggle. Oh, it got me so good. Let's do it again for one whole time's sake. Come on. Just one little toss. What do you say?
Be quick about it, Father.
All right, come on.
Well, by the time you pop back in, you can
Good.
see a worried and concerned looking Gemma still curled up in the corner, poring over the book with her fingertips.
I'll walk up and run back in. Oh, I'm super zoomed in. Here we go.
Great. Where's the priest?
Well, that yeah. So he's useless, basically.
What do you mean he's useless? He should know these things.
Oh yeah, right, but he does not, and he's useless. He's a
Oh.
he's a little pious sniveling worm.
That was not my
Sniveling
plan.
Right. So
What are you
I
two
believe-
adults doing, incidentally?
I'm listening in.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
we're
just
we're peeking to make sure everything's
head
okay
stuck
in
through the
there.
windows.
Just like,
Okay.
Or if we have to figure this out ourselves, that means we need
I-
to
Yes.
either
So,
talk to.
Hey,
Huh.
hi. Yeah, we're here too.
we're still here,
right.
watching over you.
We are talking.
Oh, maybe talk over
Sorry,
here
sorry.
so we could help.
Fine. All right, fine. Let's go.
Yeah, we know things too. Consecrate,
Yep, you got it.
conflat.
Nope, you had it.
Okay, yeah. So the milady is somewhere here, right?
What?
So,
The
excuse me,
milady.
The lady is here. Yes, you've met her. You know she's
No. The that's affecting him. The milady.
malady.
The malady. Seth.
God, did we?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm the one who can't read. Why? I don't understand.
So something is affecting him, and we think it's in the orphanage, right?
Well,
I think it's this. And I'll point to the scroll I gave
Yeah.
Gemma.
Okay.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, what does it say?
Curse.
It's the
It says
it's
curse?
Yes, it just says curse.
Over and over again? Oh, don't touch it!
That's how
What are
you.
you doing?
That's how you cast a curse.
Well, we don't want it. I mean,
So
don't-
it's sort of like etched. So
Okay, well, the priest said the best way is to figure out how or why he was cursed, and then we can undo it.
Well, we think it's because he knows the locations of the bones,
or
Okay.
or
well,
he
the
hears
kids
the
mentioned-
bones.
The kids mentioned they were
He ate the
scared
bones.
of this guy, right? This kid. What if some
This
kid
is the
saw
bully?
it and I think this is the bully, is it?
well, why don't we find
Or-
where he sleeps? And
Does this do those inscriptions look like the drawings that the kid was drawing out front by
No,
at all?
they do
no.
not.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I mean,
Well-
we could search the grounds for other scrolls, or
I think we might just need to confront the woman about this.
We do.
That's going to be the quickest way to figure this out.
She told us to find who it is in a secret way.
Who did?
Madam, what's her name?
Yes, but did she mention the rune with the curse on it?
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah, she might.
So
What if she has something to do with it?
Right.
she might, or
That's what I
she
mean.
knows
We
who
need to-
did it.
We need
she
to confront
doesn't
her.
have anything to do with it.
You don't know that, Seth. Maybe this is how she gets the kids in line. He's the troublemaker. She curses them, puts them in the bed.
Maybe she
You know full well
compensated
she'd
They
the
use
don't take
this.
time out.
She'd use Whippy. You know that it's
You
Whippy.
too.
Maybe Whippy wasn't enough this time and she got power hungry.
You could have just confiscated the paper from some other kid that we don't know. Okay,
But then-
don't assume.
right. But then we at least know who we need to talk to find. We need to start going down that rabbit hole.
Wait. You found that scroll where?
In her room, in her drawer, in
Well-
her dump. What?
No, go
So-
ahead. In her what?
I was going to say place of work, but anyways, you get the point.
Anyway, so
so
she
you-
had it, so it's hers.
Yes.
No, it. I mean, she had it, but it could be anybody's.
Well, why would she keep it? Why wouldn't she just get rid of it? If it says curse, 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 curse.
Because maybe she doesn't know how to read it because she's not smart like us.
That's true.
It's true. Okay, fair.
Maybe she
fair.
saw
So-
it and was like,
so-
"This
so-
seems bad," and confiscated it.
You're going to confront the madam of the house again. I'm going to look over at Doug and say, "We broke into your place and found this scroll."
Yes.
Going to have
Am
to.
I the only one who sees a problem with that?
Well, what if I
This
just
is what
said?
she wanted. She wanted him to spy, so there they go.
What if
Not-
I said I just heard a gust of wind, and it had slipped under the door, and I just went, "What is this?"
I'm sorry, but I wrote our names in her room. She'll know soon enough.
Excuse me.
What? Gemma?
I just had to fix a ledger she had. Okay.
You.
What?
Oh my, Gemma, that's not how you spy.
It was very important that she knew where the 2 gold came from.
What?
What?
Wait.
What?
Anyways, point is, we need to bring this up.
Okay, bring her to the window.
What? I don't
Oh,
think
here.
we're supposed to be in this room either.
No, you're not, aren't you? Wait.
You
Didn't
guys
they-
are supposed to be anywhere that you want.
guess
we
that's
just
true.
can't be in there.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
we'll just talk through the window.
The only reason she didn't want y'all there was just she didn't want to disturb the kids or whatever. So
Okay.
it's not that the adults are expressly forbidden to be here. They're just expected to be seen and not, kind of like not seen and not heard.
Right.
Also, kind of falls the whole "you guys have been dropped off by your parents and you're now orphans" kind of thing.
Right.
How come their parents are still here though? Well, they're
Just filling out the paperwork.
different kind of
takes
orphans. They're temporary orphans.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna be like, yeah, bring her in here.
All right. Well, while that's been going on, Trippy, young fella, my lad, what have you been doing? Obviously, I know you've been playing songs. Do you have a song that you wish to play for them, or do you wish to do anything other than sit there and strum your instrument?
Escaping from the fire, he punched her in the twas the back where he punched her, and then she. I need to revise that one. Anyways, yes, they pushed the witch down, and then she disappeared, and that's about as far as we've come. That's about as far as yeah, I've basically been doing this the whole time.
So you're kind of writing the song as you go,
yeah,
with the kids, just singing it line by line and commenting yourself. No, that doesn't rhyme.
yeah. And then like occasionally asking for audience participation. Like,
Oh yeah,
what
the kids
rhymes
will.
with-
The kids will be happily yelling things
yeah,
at you if you say what rhymes
It's
with.
great with kids. Yeah.
Yeah, if you say what rhymes with hag,
yeah.
you
They're all gonna be like,
bag, lag, rag.
yeah. Yeah, so I've been kind of playing along, just keeping the attention off of whatever else is going on, because I don't know what's going on after that point. So
No, yeah, you're pretty much just running interference, keeping everybody out of harm's
Yeah.
way. Okay. So if you're doing that, yeah. So the rest of you.
I'm gonna go get the woman.
Okay.
Waiting.
When you wander back, you'll see Trip and all the kids down the far end of the hall, and Madame Belasco sitting in a comfortable chair, just kind of like rocking backwards and forwards, listening to Trip strumming away. And so if you're gonna like fetch her, and you want to take her back to
Yeah, pull her into the
Milivash's
room
room?
with all of us there. Mm-hmm.
okay,
with us in the window.
Mm-hmm.
all right.
So great.
And I'm trying to look real menacing from the window.
She'll come and she kind of notices that he's got a damp rag across his head, so she'll ascertain you've obviously been doing something with him. Have you had any luck into making him feel any better?
Well, not quite, but we do have something we need to speak to you about.
Did we bring her back into the room already?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, she's in here.
I'm going to.
Are you not able to see the map?
No, I am. I was just super zoomed in, and I didn't
Oh,
realize
okay,
that
yeah,
you
you're-
moved us all
you're-
in there. I got it. I was on the top
Right
level.
here.
Yep, I got it. I just scrolled down.
Look.
This scene. You've got a horde of. You got the kids. You got two of the kids. This woman. a sickly, pallid yellow guy, and then two big oafish fellows peering through the windows from
I love it so
outside.
much.
Look, lady. I'm just gonna level with you here,
And I'm going to
Hammer buddy. You
snatch
take care, man.
the
Have a good night.
parchment out of Gemma's hands.
and then point it over to. Do you have any idea what this is?
Oh, where did you find this?
Do you have any idea what this is?
Well, yes, but I'm more curious as to know. Wait, let me see that.
You know what it is.
Is that my copy?
Just
Copy.
answer the boys' questions.
Father,
Oh, sorry.
Just-
sorry.
copy.
Doug.
I thought perhaps maybe you had made your own. But, now I can see that this is mine. Well, you see, I do not know, but I have some suspicions. And it seems absurd, and I didn't want to scare any of the children, but... Well, I found these markings. The strange markings carved into Cedric's bed after I found him dead on the floor. They were on the bedpost. So I made rubbings of them and began to try to figure out what they were. And I came across a book called Beyond the Morning Lord's Sight. It is a book
This
that...
one.
Oh, so I see that my indications that that room was off limits meant nothing to you. You went in there anyway.
We had to get to the bottom of this.
Well,
Gust
fair
of
enough.
wind.
It is what it is. But yes, now pondering that book, I found symbols. These symbols were in the book. So it would seem to me that somebody is doing some wickedness and cursing the children. But I do not know who. And I have been trying to pay attention, but alas, when I have an entire orphanage to run and so many charges to take care of, it is very difficult for me to be able to truly focus my attentions. And this is why I agreed to your uncle's offer of allowing you to come here and help me. If your father had not been so militant towards me, I'd have probably told you this before, but I got the impression that he did not like me, so I would have assumed that he would have automatically thought that I was responsible for this, which I am absolutely not. As I've said before, sometimes I may have to utilize the rod, but I do so very sparingly. If indeed you found this book, you probably found the other book that I was reading, which is a book that describes how corporal punishment is to be disdained against and clearly only used in very rare circumstances.
We don't have to go over this again.
What chapter are you on?
I have read the entire book and underlined several paragraphs.
Look, it's...
And crossed them out?
Oh,
No.
Douglas, stop.
Sorry. She brought it up.
Look, you think someone is cursing the kids.
Well, somebody had certainly, it would seem, had carved these markings into Cedric's bed, and then he was found deceased. It looked like a simple accident, but I am not so sure.
Question, did any of you guys mention the bruises on the arms?
Trip had seen them.
He saw them.
And I think he did discuss it because it was ascertained that they were not conducive with the marks that Mr.
with the
Whippy
whip.
would have
Yeah.
left behind.
Right.
So he was
Yeah,
fairly...
that's
He didn't
the
know where they
evidence,
come
yeah.
from or what they were, but he knew
Okay.
it wasn't where they'd been caned with Mr. Whippy.
Okay, and sorry, what's the head of the orphanage's name? I never remember it.
Madame Belasco.
In our notes.
Belasco. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. She mentioned that someone was hurting the kids. I mean, that's what set us all on this. So
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just gonna.
And of course, hurt could be taken very relatively at this point.
Sure.
Hurt, cursed, killed, murdered.
So I'm going to give Doug like this kind of cold stare because he keeps going back to Mr. Whippy, and Seth doesn't mind the corporal punishment route personally. Whip them kids.
Whip that.
So I'm just gonna say, why don't we just look over the kids for the bruises, and any kid that doesn't have the bruises, we separate and question. Because if you have bruises, you clearly are not being the bully, right? Or the cursor.
Well, unless the person was very clever. Might put bruises on themselves to avoid suspicion. Children can be quite devious, you know.
Oh, I know. I've learned that over the past several weeks.
Are there also symbols on his bed?
She says, I did not find any on Milovash's room. I don't know, perhaps if you can look, but I did not see any. He seems to be affected very differently.
It's worth looking. Go check.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess we'd all probably check at that point, right?
Someone give me a if all of you are checking, someone give me a dice roll and plot and do it with advantage because you got multiple sets of eyes on it.
Sure, I'll do it.
I'm checking from over here.
Does Velasco see the rope tied?
No, because they have. In fact, you guys haven't seen the rope tied.
Yeah.
Okay. You check all the posts of the bed, on the framework and stuff. You don't see any markings or carvings at all. Nothing under the bed, strangely loitering or hanging from the undercarriage. So you doesn't seem to be.
Okay. And does he ever come around and speak normally, or is this?
Alas, no, he is just slowly seems to have gotten weaker and weaker. If we do not find something to save him soon, I fear that he may not be too much longer for this world. Oh, sweet Milovash. He was a good boy. And worked hard at the Church of St. Andrew to earn a small wage to help contribute towards the orphanage and keep food on the table.
Well, I mean, I think the first thing we should do is look for the non-bruised kids, just to see if we get anywhere, right?
If there are any.
He says, well, I have only found bruises and marks on a handful of the children. The majority of them, as far as I can tell, seem to be okay.
How are we going to get to the bottom of this? Do they appear at night? Is that when it seems this happens?
Well, no, it's... When you question the children that have the bruises, they do not seem to know how they got them and where they came from. I've noticed no pattern, but again, you have to understand, it is just me taking care of all these children. I cannot watch them all at once.
What about that truthy thing that Trip does? Do it on the kids.
Can we interview each of them?
All at once. Can you do that? It's just a circle, a zone. Corner them all.
Corner them all.
Doc.
We'll have to ask Trip if he can, but maybe that'll get something.
It's worth a shot.
And, if you'd like to see the actual marks themselves, I can show you.
We go around the front for the kids. Doug and me.
Yeah.
Oh, if you wish to come up and see us, well, yes.
Well, I mean, it's weird that we're just like leering
Yeah,
in a window here.
I don't want to stay out here just looking at this kid. We'll meet you at the front and we'll go together.
Okay. All right, so you're all going to kind of go round and then go back up. And is everybody, all of you guys, going upstairs?
I think so. Is that where we're all going to head?
So,
Okay,
yeah.
in that case, then
Yeah.
let me put all of you in one little spot, and then I can move you all
sorry.
collectively.
Sorry.
No, that's
What
cool.
do we hear Trip doing while we're passing by the?
Strumming. He's having a right good strum in there, he is. A lovely strum.
Yeah, no, it's getting unhinged as the kids continue to give things. The dragon leapt back from the night and nearly missed his sword. Called out to his neighbors, the orcs then had sent their horde. The knight was soon surrounded where he had had a little chance. He cast aside his lance and then he bravely soiled his pants. The dragons and the orcs all took a moment then to laugh. The knight with nothing left tried to call his noble draft. The draft ran into the cave of Saint and glow abound. Till bright and daunting was the sight, it sent them to the ground. Our knight then had his chance to take his hasty little escape, and he rode into the sunset, sucking his dope vape. Another adventure of Sir Eggs and Hams the Green. The silliest of nights I swear you'll ever have seen. It's just that over and over again, and every time it stops, he hits a dull like thing and just goes, "What rhymes with this?" And then all the kids yell stuff, and he goes, "That one."
Love it.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, chat.
Awesome sauce. Right,
Chance
so,
of the children.
Madame Velasco, when she gets to the top of the stairs, she'll point out that the room directly behind her is the nursery. They've never found any marks in there, and quite frankly, there's babies in there, and the last thing you want to do is disturb them. But she says, but you feel free to check any of the other rooms.
Yeah, I'm gonna head down the hall into here.
So, and as you kind of go to each door, she'll tell you, like, which rooms are which. So, you head over to that room, and she'll tell you, that's the elder girl's dormitory. Where the older girls sleep? Okay.
So
We
I'm
just
gonna,
want to take a room and just.
I'm gonna go in and look for the marks to see if I see them.
Okay. Gemma, you're taking that room?
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk in that one, she'll tell you that that is where the elder boys sleep. And that was the room that she found the marks.
Okay. Got it. I'll look for those.
That leaves
and any
two
new
more
ones.
So I'll go to this one here.
Okay.
I'll go to the other one.
Alrighty. Okay. So Trip, she'll tell you that the room that you're going in is where the toddlers, that's the toddlers' dormitory. And you, Douglas, are in the younger girls' dormitory.
Okay.
And one of you had already been in the younger boys' dormitory before. I think this one here is the one that
The first one, yeah.
Trip. Octavia
I would in there.
snuck into. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll kind of go around. So let's start off with the elder girls' dormitory. So, Seth.
Yep.
4 beds fit snugly into the room. 2 of the beds hold smiling, red-cheeked dolls with straw hair. This is the room where 4 eldest girls from 12 to 16 would stay. What do you want to do?
I am gonna check the bed frame, I guess, the posts and stuff for the marks from the scroll. I mean,
what is your passive perception?
my beautiful passive perception is when I get to the skills, it'll tell you 14.
Okay, you will then, as soon as you know what you're looking for, I'm not going to make you roll, as long as you've got a reasonable passive here. You will find little marks scratched into one bedpost on each bed.
So with that, I'm going to take out the dagger I never use, but I still have, because everyone has a dagger in D&D.
Okay.
And I'm going to scratch the scratches out.
So you
I'm
like
gonna
ruin them?
Just chisel them, yeah.
Okay.
Ruin them.
Let's move up to young Gemma. What is your passive perception, little girl?
It is 13.
Okay, yep.
So gross.
So,
Super creepy.
what do you want for Christmas, little boy? This small room contains 3 beds. A windowsill holds a quartet of small figurines assembled from twigs. As you investigate the room, you also find small infernal runes scratched into one bedpost on each bed.
Yikes.
Specifically the one that you recall equaling something about nightmares or dark dreams.
Okay.
In room 11, the toddler's dormitory, this bedroom is crammed with cots, leaving little room for other furnishings. A few dolls lay scattered on the beds. Your perception... Your passive perception there, Mr. Octavius?
Yeah, it is. Let's see. Where's passive? 11.
Okay, that is enough. Yep, you will also find similarly carved runics into the bedposts.
Okay.
And last across the hallway, Doug. This bedroom is fairly neat and tidy, contains 5 beds, all meticulously made. Passive perception, please.
15.
15. Okay, yes, indeedy. There are unpleasant marks also scratched into the beds. It would seem that, of course, there's one room that hasn't been confirmed in, but thus far... it looks like it's kind of pretty much been done to every bedpost that you have come across.
Yeah. When I'm done, I'm going to leave and go across the hall to the room.
Just to confirm?
Just to make sure, yeah.
Yep, it's the same.
Yeah, I'm going to scratch those out too.
Okay. Alright.
I'm going to come back out and just be like, well, all these beds are ruined. So we're
yeah.
gonna need a bunch of fresh beds.
Well, I scratched them out with my dagger. Would that work?
Does that do anything? Gemma?
Yeah.
Octavius?
I'm not sure. I think once it's done, it's done. I think we need to replace.
So you just made them worse.
Well, not worse.
Well,
I'm not
yes.
sure it affected
Vandalize those beds.
I mean, I did. At least I did something.
Now the kids are all gonna think they get to draw on the beds.
Well, no, I didn't draw like a house with the sun. I scratched the marks off.
Did you make a big S by any chance? With little short lines that all connect together.
Okay.
So
cool. With that discovery, Madame Belasco looks very concerned, like, I had no idea it was all of them. Perhaps I will nip inside and check, and double check the nursery.
Perhaps you could just have a fun big sleepover for the next several days while you get new beds.
There's no possible way we can refurnish this place with all new beds. It cannot be done. It would cost a fortune, and we do not have the money.
You're not going to need any beds. Yes, if you don't.
But there must be another way. Perhaps if we was to have a wood carpenter use a tool to remove the surface layers of all the bedposts so that they were no longer visible. Would that work?
They just said that's not going to cut it, right, kids?
Oh, I do not know what to do.
We need to find the source of this curse.
Give me 1 second to check this room.
She carefully opens the door and slips in. You hear her say,
Girls, I need to check something. So Fanya and Tessa, if you could perhaps take the wee ones in your outside, very quietly.
Okay. The two girls come out, the older being about 16 that's carrying a baby, and kind of the baby's asleep and she's just kind of like rocking it backwards and forwards. The other one kind of comes out holding a kind of with a book under her arm, and they just sit there and smile at you. Everybody give me a perception check that's up here in the area here where they are.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Perception.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's do.
Wait. Damn it.
That's nice.
Well,
perception's not my thing.
Yep, Gemma and Douglas, you both notice that the younger girl, Tessa, that's about 10, has serious bruising up and down both of her arms. Like noticeable welts all over it. With that, Madame Belasco will kind of ease her way quietly out of the room.
She says, well, thank heavens for this small mercy. I did not find any of the marks upon any of the cribs.
All right.
Blessings to St. Andrew and the Morning Lord for that, at least.
Are all the kids allowed in any of the bedrooms, or are they all?
No,
do they have
they
to
are
stay?
all assigned to very specific bedrooms for age appropriateness, and of course, boys and girls need to be kept separate.
So they never get into each other's rooms ever.
Not at bedtimes.
Is there anyone who does go in all of the rooms? Like,
I mean, during the
cleaning?
day, the children run all over the place when they're playing, in and out of each room, but not at bedtimes. They are kept strictly to their rooms.
What about? And I'm going
Keep
to
your
point
voice
up.
down, mister. Must keep
sorry.
your voice down. The babies will wake up.
What about up? And I'm going to point up above me to the clear, obvious hatch. Like,
Oh, up to the attic?
yeah.
She says, there's nothing up there but barren furnishings and old dust and cobwebs. There's nothing of any value up there. Nobody goes up there.
Well, so I'm gonna walk closer to, so I don't have to shout. I'm just gonna say, well, the last place we were at where bad things happened, there were some kids being held prisoner at the very top of the windmill. You know?
Well, I understand, but without a ladder from outside, there's no way up there. None of these small children could have ascended up into that trap door and opened it.
I
cannot reach it myself.
No, Octavius. Oh, Octavius is not here.
He's back. Oh, maybe we should just take a look to see if anyone's been hiding something up there. Maybe when you weren't around, you said you can't watch all the children, so
No, but none of these
they could
children
stack on top of each other and maybe get up there somehow.
I think
I've
that is
definitely
highly
seen
unlikely.
3 kids on top of each other with a trench coat.
My kids have done it. I'm sure they can.
Okay, it was us.
Yeah. Octavius, come here. Come here.
You could easily just drag a trunk and
Yes.
stack a couple kids up.
This is not going to be like when your dad tries to do it in that creepy, weird way. But I'm going to hoist you up so you can
It's
go up
not
to the
creepy.
attic.
It's adorable. The giggle he makes. I'm telling you.
I knew something was up with that door from the moment I saw it.
Sorry.
So I'm going to
There's no strange runes when you look at
I'm going to either let Octavius climb on me or hoist him up however he prefers or lets me.
Just hoist me up is fine,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hoist you up on my shoulder.
While you're doing that, so downstairs, Satch. Suddenly, 3 of the children drop to the floor and start screaming in agony, clutching their arms like "Ah!" and tears are pouring.
Okay.
It's so loud that there's no doubt it can be heard from up the stairs. So you will all hear this.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through a line about how the gnome in his home is asking for a meal, and then like he's offering him his soiled pants instead. But then like, holy shit, this is more important.
Okay, the kitchen door will open and the cook will scream, "What the hell is going on?" All the other
I
kids are
would love
now,
to tell you.
"Ah!" and they all start crying now because everybody else is crying. And the whole room is pretty much a cavalcade of tears. When you guys all upstairs hear this noise, suddenly this huge uproar, what do you want to do?
I think run downstairs. Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna charge
You're
down.
being hoisted up.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how far we got in that.
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know
like
either.
literally, he had called you over and was about to hoist you up when you hear that.
Okay.
So if you want to run down, you can. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm
I
running
want
down.
to see what Madam is doing with her hands in that exact moment.
Her hands are over her head, and she is like, "What the hell?" And she is charging down the stairs with her skirt hoisted up around her waist.
I'm gonna flag the cook lady to come help, and I'm gonna kind of look over the room and kind of gesturing to some of the older kids, keep the others under control,
Okay.
help them out.
At this point, you hear a coming from the nursery as several small babies wake up and start screaming and caterwauling as well.
I'm gonna run to the other room here and just kick the door open and see what's going on with this kid.
Just so I can do this with ease, who is running down the stairs and who is not? Or is
I'm
everybody
running down
going
the stairs.
Yeah, I'm running downstairs as well.
I would still be going for the hatch.
Okay.
I
So
hear the
everybody else
noise,
is
but
running
everyone's
down there.
going for it. So
I start running down, but if I see Seth stay, I'm gonna get real curious.
Okay, all right.
Screaming.
Right. So let's run you.
kids, a lot of them. Satch singing. I mean, Trip singing. Satch singing.
Hold on. All right. So you three come charging downstairs. Bursting into the room. Yeah, you will see. So there are kids. Some of the kids are kind of on the floor, holding their arms and screaming. Most of the other kids have all pulled away from the ones that are screaming.
Trip is playing heavy metal.
Right, leaving these three here all on the floor. And you can see the chef lady is running, or the cook is running across the room to get there as well. Where did Trip go? I can't see Trip.
By the door. Or the other kid.
He's running to
okay.
Milovich.
He's gonna- I see
what's
what's
going
going on with Milovich. Yeah, I was
Okay.
kicking that door open to see what was going on with him. If this
Okay.
was related.
So you burst the door open. Milovash is laying there, still doing exactly what he was before, just sweating profusely and.
Okay.
The three kids are clutching their arms and screaming in utter agony, like at the top of their lungs.
Okay. Seeing that he's just doing the same thing he's always been doing, I'm gonna run back down and.
Okay. With
See if I
that,
can
in
help.
kind of a fit of panic, Madame Belasco kind of breaks into clearly a routine that she's done before at times of panic, and she's like, "Children, to your rooms, children!" And she starts clapping loudly as all the kids start running for the stairwell to kind of go to their respective rooms to be kind of packed away and counted and appropriately positioned, except of course for the three that are on the floor screaming. I just need to move all of these children up here.
So as that was happening,
Yep.
Comes the stampede.
I would have gestured to Gemma and say, hoist you up. Let's get up there. See what's going on.
Okay.
All right.
And then I hear the kids are coming up the stairs, go up to your rooms.
Yeah, you'll
I'm
hear all
quick,
that.
quick,
Okay.
I kind of don't want to be seen.
You're gonna lift Gemma up there.
If she lets me, yep.
I
Okay.
do.
With you hoisting her up, Gemma, yes, you can reach the big metal ring pull that's at the bottom. Clearly, it opens it looks like it would turn and you push it up and over.
Okay, got it. Do that.
Doesn't want to budge. It turns, but It's not moving.
Not opening.
What? Push. Use those muscles.
I'm trying.
I'm gonna kind of like
Harder?
stupidly push her up, like try to give her the weight. The leverage.
As you do so, small children begin to funnel out of the stairwell and start
here I am
charging
holding
into
2
different
feet.
rooms.
Going like this. Don't mind me, kids.
Maintenance.
Yeah. We're fixing the HVAC system.
Oh, don't sleep on your beds. All right, whatever.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let Gemma down if it's not being successful,
Wow.
and
Yep.
then I'm gonna go into this room and find a trunk that I could use to step onto.
There's plenty in there, big ones.
Yeah, drag the biggest one out.
Okay.
Step on it to get higher, and then try myself to push with my strength.
Alrighty,
Strengthness.
give me a strength check.
Good luck.
Oh, first roll of the night for me. Let's go, baby.
Where was my strength check? Oh, I'm negative.
You're
1.
too weak.
Try again.
Okay, try as you might. Whatever. You're not sure whether it's locked from the other side or whether something incredibly heavy is sitting on the top of it, but it isn't budging. Might need more than just a good push, it would seem.
Pushing up on something heavy is kind of hard, Gemma. Is there anything we could do to?
Right. Give me a perception skill roll, both Gemma and Seth.
Come on, guys.
I'm going to use. I was going to say this, regardless of Gemma's roll. I'm going to use one of my class features, which I never really get to do. Let me populate it for chat. It's called Detective Work, and it lets me use
gains you proficiency at either insight, investigation, or perception.
In addition, when you make an intelligence, wisdom, or wisdom perception ability check, you can spend 1 moxie point to gain advantage.
Go ahead.
On the ability check.
Get advantage on that skill roll.
Because let's do this, baby.
Get advantage on that skill roll.
No, okay.
15. Well, it was well spent.
Yeah.
Okay, from somewhere up there, you definitely know it was above you. You hear like glass shattering.
Oh God.
Oh. Did you hear that? I heard it.
No.
So, someone broke like a mirror or something.
All Gemma could hear was from the other end of the hall.
We gotta get in there.
Okay, shouldn't we wait for our family?
Right. Meanwhile, downstairs, what are you guys doing with the 3? Madame Belasco is like hovering around the kids and, what's wrong? What's the matter? What's the matter? And all they're doing is just, again, proverbially screaming bloody murder as they're like clutching their arms.
Yeah, I ran over and grabbed one to try to comfort and
call
to Octavius like, can you look at this? Can you do something?
So it's noticeable that all the bruises are like bright red, like they're very fresh or kind of almost like infected or burning of some kind. So that's where the pain is clearly coming from.
Okay. Just the nearest one, I'm going to like look around and be like, this is the bruising I was looking at earlier. I guess I know what does it now.
Shut up or I'll give you something to cry about. No.
That
always works.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to heal the arm the same way I did before, just to see if it works at all.
Okay.
Level 1.
Grabbing
onto the arm and casting some healing. There it is. Oh.
All right. Upon placing your hand upon the child and uttering your prayer or your holy words or whatever it is you use,
Pillow talk. Yeah.
You notice that noticeably the red welts kind of just go back to being faded bruises, and the kid stops screaming in agony, and it's now just like type crying. You know that I'm no longer hurting, but I can't shut up yet.
Yeah, I am running out of spell slots, so I'm going to do the same for the other two kids.
Okay. Then it will
I'm gonna have to do
remove
one
the
at-
pain
yeah.
from all three of the children.
And I am like out of shit. Okay.
While they're taking care of that, is there anything particular that Octavius wants to do?
God, is there one of the kids that I can see who, like, isn't reacting like everybody else is?
Well, all the other children ran up the stairs when Belasco screamed at them and told them to.
Okay, so it's only the 3 that are down here that are hurt.
Correct. All the
Okay.
others were sent to their room.
Okay. Well, since Trip has it under control, I would have run back upstairs and gone back up to Seth to be like, okay, let's get up there.
Okay.
So
So when you go up there, you can see basically Seth standing on a big, he was standing on a big, or at least you'll see that he's pulled a large locker to the base of it.
About that, something is preventing access, but I did hear something shatter. So I'm gonna hop off the trunk to this. Is this a window over here?
Yep.
I'm gonna try to open the window if I can.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm gonna look up to see if there's an attic window right above.
Well, there's clearly an attic above, but you see no window. It's just a flat panel.
Well, shit. I don't know how to enter. Something is either blocking it. It's locked. But it's a push-up.
I get it, but things are chaotic. Let's save this for another moment.
No, but I heard something shatter up there. Something might be up there.
How are we gonna open it? I don't have super strength.
Can't you just blast it or something? I don't know.
I'm not gonna set this whole place on fire.
You're not Kia. Okay.
Children.
I've heard tales.
Who's Kia? I love Kia, but no, I am not her.
No, I mean just like a concentrated foof. Just foof it.
Foof it.
It's flammable.
You don't have anything else besides fire?
I have things that affect the mind. This is not the mind.
Octavius, any foofy thing?
No. I mean, I could just hit it, I guess, or try to pull it or something.
What?
Well, it's a push.
Yeah.
You push it.
Oh.
It goes up.
Oh. Did you really push?
Well, I thought I did. I mean, I used about 10 of my 18 strength,
All right. God, there's no way to climb up to the attic. There's no entries, not a vent, proper venting or
Not that you've seen.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but nothing that you've seen.
I'm gonna run to each of the rooms.
Okay.
And look out the window and see if there's every room to see if there's a way up.
Okay. So you run out. So you charge in.
Yep.
And the way the house is, so the attic would only, it kind of comes up and then it comes to the center.
Okay. So
logic would say that the attic is probably only above this area kind of here.
Right.
So you start running into the rooms to kind of peer out the window, and you could scramble out the window and up the side of the building and onto the roof. That would get you level with the section that is the attic.
Okay.
However, when you go into this room to check that, you notice that this window here is open. It is the only window that is open, but that one is open. And the two boys that are in here at this point are curled up with their arms around their knees, staring at the window on their legs.
Okay, I'm gonna run out after whatever possibly went through there.
Okay.
Look.
It's a long way down, and it would be a difficult scramble up. Doesn't mean you can't do it, but
I'm gonna quickly turn and just say, down or up?
They are noticeably scared, and they're just going,
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to the one and calmly, I'm here to help. Tell me, which way did he go? Did he go down or did he go up?
He just jumped out the window.
And went down?
I suppose. He jumped out.
When I'm gonna rush back over to the window, do I see any sort of footprints or anything going away from?
well, kind of looking down.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check to see if there's any signs of a superhero landing.
I was worried you were gonna say that. Okay.
Because you're kind of way up.
No.
You can't really tell.
Ooh.
The ground down there is very uneven naturally.
But he heard
anyway.
something in the attic. So I'm can I get up to the attic from here? Is that what you said? I could get up there?
You can get level, yeah.
You could climb up onto the roof. So again, if you imagine that the roof goes like this, that you would go up the side. Let's see. Here's the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You would go out the window and up onto the roof here. And
Okay.
then in the center is another kind of raised area of roof, which the attic would be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll go with that. I'm gonna try to get up there.
Okay, you then, my friend, are going to be utilizing your athletics. You scramble up the side.
Not
It's
acrobatics.
a long way down.
Oh.
No, because you're not
You're wearing a
tumbling
lot of
or...
armor, aren't you?
It's not tumbling or leaping or whatever, it's climbing.
You're wearing
Yeah.
a lot of armor.
But he's so small.
Yeah, I
but-
think he would. I mean, he thinks he's young. He probably thinks he's invincible. You know how that goes. I think he would just try to do it.
You're gonna use my last
Okay,
spell
before you
slot,
roll
I
it-
swear to God.
The DC you will need to... So you've committed to doing it. You're going to need to roll 15 or higher.
Oh fuck, guys.
If you fall, it's 2d6 fall damage from here.
Okay, I mean, I'll be fine. I'll survive that.
Can I give him my inspiration?
No, it's okay. I'll be. If I fall, I will be very okay.
It'll hurt. but
Yeah, I'll be all
mostly
right.
his
Okay.
pride.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think again because he's young and dumb, he's gonna try to do it.
Okay, go for
All
it.
right, here we go.
Oh.
Nope.
All right, you scramble
Oh.
out and begin up the side, only to start to slip and lose footing. What I will do is allow you, because you are kind of nimble,
Okay.
and you didn't fail by too terribly much,
Yeah.
I'll allow you a reflex save to see if you can grab the edge of the window ledge to stop yourself from tumbling.
Okay. Here it comes. There
Which
we
you
go.
do. Okay, so basically you feel yourself slip, and you're like, ah! And then you grab the edge of the window ledge at the last minute as you're like, ah, ah, ah.
Uh-huh.
Do we hear him scream?
I don't know. I said that. It's not my place to
Okay.
decide if he screams
Yeah,
or not, really.
I
It
don't
was
think he
more-
would scream. I think what happened so fast it would just be
Yeah.
a reflexive like grab,
Yeah. Okay.
and I
looks
think
at you.
he would. Yeah, he'd more like. It would be just this like holy shit that I almost just possibly fell to my death. You know, I think
Yeah.
it would be that realization of like, and then scramble and just kind of flop himself into. So you'd hear a pretty loud thud because at that point he's just trying to get on solid ground, and he would just fall in through the window onto the ground.
I'm just imagining him going. That was close.
Right.
This one.
And I'll run back out and just give Gemma and Seth a shrug of like,
Well-
I can't see anything.
Well, while that was happening,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go back onto the locker, and I'm gonna do as strong and powerful as I can uppercuts into the hatch. I want to try to break.
Oh my
You
god.
want to try to
hatch.
smash your way through it?
I'm gonna punch it with my beautiful big fists of strength.
Do you
Jump
have any
ups.
particular ability that tends
Well-
towards destroying inanimate objects without taking any damage yourself?
So punching, well, no, I mean that's.
I mean, you
would
may
think
have.
so.
I mean, you may have some abilities that allow you to
I mean-
damage inanimate objects without hurting yourself, but you're punching a very thick wooden door with your bare knuckles. So even if you do damage to the door,
Sure.
you're not gonna not hurt yourself.
I'm willing to accept that. I do have this feat called Crusher, which I never got to employ, which basically gives me special stuff if I get crits with my bludgeoning. So it probably doesn't apply here, but the idea is I'm good with crushing things and punching, bludgeoning damage.
If you roll a crit, I would say it would be enough to probably bust the lock and knock it open.
But let's see that crit. Come on,
oh my god! So I have to roll a crit, obviously, to make that apply, which makes sense.
Yeah, but if not, you don't have to roll to hit it. You're rolling just to see if you crit.
Got it. Okay.
You can't.
So that's what
touch the wooden.
I'm okay taking some damage with my fists. That's not a big issue to me. So I just now realized I do have a hand axe, which is just really fucking fun. But Seth is not very smart, and he uses his fist more than he uses anything else.
Okay. So. You punch it and thump into it for 8 bludgeoning damage, and you will take a point of damage in return.
Okay.
Just gonna lay into it,
Yeah, I mean, just punching it,
Yeah,
just
the adrenaline will shrug off 1 point of damage. All right, roll it again.
Keep that up. Every time you roll, it's another chance to crit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, just keep punching.
We're basically handing you the
Another
first
8?
crit of the night. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not rolling the crits though, unfortunately.
And you take another point of damage.
All right, 2 points. Let's go.
I mean, you are damaging it. It's not that it's another 8.
Another 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
Knuckles is starting to feel a bit sore now. Because you take 3 points from that one.
So 5 total.
Yep.
Gemma's just looking at me like...
Watching you do this, I just go, axe.
So I do a punch, you say axe, I land and look at my bruised knuckles and go...
You get another point of damage from that. Yeah, so you've done 6 points of damage. So it's kind of like you can see, like, around the hinge area, it's kind of a little looser now, where you've been routinely punching this thing as hard as you can. Of course, it's still in pretty good, sturdy shape. Being that it is designed to withstand a good bit, I mean, it has resistance to such things for a start. So, yeah.
All right, so...
You believe if you kept up with this course of action, sooner or later, you'd get through it. At what expense, I don't know, as you kind of glance down at your bloodied knuckles.
Well, that's just the thing, because Gemma says axe. So I take the hand axe and I look at it like I've never seen one before. And I just go, oh. And I go to start hacking away at the locking mechanisms, I guess.
Okay.
From...
Yeah.
So...
All right. So you start hacking into that. I guess at this point, Octavius and Gemma, you're just watching Uncle Seth, just like...
I guess. I'm going to hack away at this thing.
Okay. Downstairs. So before we kind of wrap things up here tonight, because I'm trying to get to a good stopping point, which we will hear in a second. Douglas, Trip, Madame Blasco, the cook. You've got these 3 kids kind of noticeably calmed down at this point. She'll kind of get them over to the couch and sit them all down on the couch.
Is there maybe anything they could have to eat now, like ahead of dinner, just to give them something?
Okay, saying that, Madame Belasco said, "Oh, yes, go and get him a sweet roll or something." And the cook will, uncharacteristically be very kind and say, "Oh, yes, you poor dears, 1 second." And she'll come back with some, little sweet buns and give each of them, and they'll start chomping on those. And Madame Belasco is kind of like, there, my dear, there, it's okay, it's all gone now. It's all gone now.
Madam, has this happened before?
No, never like this. This has never happened before. The children
Some of them had exhibited these ruses, yes, but none of them had ever had any pain or cried out in agony like this. Oh, it's so disturbing, my poor dears.
And, have you had... I understand we're strange visitors. Have you had any of
What's that
other
noise?
strange visitors? I'm just gonna press the digitate to make it like sound like it's like a sound outside or something. Like,
Okay, she shrugs it off anyway. Like she's got way more bigger fish to fry right now than worrying about.
Have you had any other
upstairs.
bizarre occurrences? Any other guests?
Very large and slow woodpecker outside.
Yes, that's very strange. Have you very very large woodpecker like a chocobo? That one. Have you had any other strange visitors recently in the house?
No strange visitors. And we had not have anybody come recently except yourselves.
And I'm gonna turn to my dad and just be like, did you guys find anything up there that would have anything to do with this?
Those markings, they're on all the beds. Every single one, except for the cribs. I think we need to get the kids out of here till we figure this out. It's getting worse. Maybe the church can take them. For now, madam, they're not safe here. Make sure my voice is low so that kids don't hear.
I think you might be right. Perhaps me and the cook will escort them across the street to St. Andrew's Church, and maybe you can figure out what is going on and put a stop to it.
Yes, I think that would be best. Get them all out of here, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
All right. Okay. So she will, she'll head upstairs. So you guys will see Madame Blasco come up the stairs and summon the children.
And they're just up there like, stop.
And she'll kind of get them all
Pretty much
lined up like little kids. When she comes up, she'll kind of look at you.
Guy on a locker with an axe in his hand and sawdust all over his face and shoulders, I'm sure.
But at that point, she's really not going to say anything. I mean, there's enough for her to worry about now than what the hell are you doing to my attic door. Okay, she rounds up all the children. The last thing she will do as she summons all the kids and makes sure that the small babies, she head counts them all and says, "We are missing one child. Where is Felix?" And that is where we will finish tonight. Alrighty.
Damn it, Gore.
It's a good spot. It's a real good spot.
I knew it.
That's a nice spot, yeah.
It's always Felix.
Yeah, but here. Just get that measure. Ah, dagnabbit. Well, time for a beer. Glug, 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 glug. Oh, hello there. It's me, Christy, your D&D dad. I'm here to do all the things that a good D&D dad should do. Like mow the lawn, fix some shit, drink a beer, and of course, roll lots of 20s. And if you like all this, can you pan?
Oh, sorry, Dad. Sorry. Yeah, you look good. Yeah.
You should check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Christastics. And if you like D&D content, check out my podcast, New Crits on the Block. Anyway, I love you, my children.
If you're seeing this, that means that I'm back to playing Mondays on How Reroll. My handle is Satchmo on all platforms, and if you follow me, then maybe I can...
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty.
Oh, no.
Nothing! Hi, is this my local zoologist? Yes, I'll hold. Hi, local zoologist. Yes, my name is Jane Ivana, and I'm looking for a snake that has a stinger. Yes. I'll hold. You don't have any? Alright, well, if you could look into it, you can contact me on Twitter at Jane on Twitch, that's with the 0. Anytime. Yeah, or you could catch me on my Twitch streams. I stream like once a week on twitch.tv/JaneIvana. Alright, I'll hold. Okay, thank you. Goodbye, local zoologist.
Hey everyone, it's the Snuggler. This year, Jane asked us to go quick on our outros, so I promise I'll go as fast as possible. You're just gonna put all my information on text on the screen, aren't you? Son of a...
Hey, twitch.tv/Shagget here, and I'm trapped in Barovia. I'm hiding in a dingy basement with some art, the art dingy basement, nothing like what you usually see on my webcam when I do streams on How We Roll. And I'm not hiding from Strahd, believe it or not. He's a pushy Dracula knockoff. He doesn't scare me, I'm not afraid of him. I'm actually hiding from Gorebad, my dungeon master. He's out to kill me. I think finally surviving in 10 campaigns in Arconis throughout his stories he snapped because of it. And because of that, he's out to really kill me this time. Contact me at @neb_convos on Twitter, please. Your support will help keep me alive, keep me on the run, keep my hope alive. I really need to see what happens to Radovan, Emlyn, and Alekma, and all my other characters that I've played. I really need to see what happens to them. I'm very curious. Oh shit, I messed up. I really messed up. I think he heard me. He's coming. See ya!
Hi there, I'm Gorebad, and thank you for watching How We Roll. If you'd like to keep up with us when we're not live on Twitch, you can check out our other forms of social media. Follow us on Twitter @HowWeRoll. You can also follow our Facebook page. You can find the website at www.howweroll.com, and you can also find us on YouTube at, you've guessed it, How We Roll, for an absolute ton of additional content. Also, you can follow the dmblog.com for some DM tips, world building guides, and all things D&D related. Cheers, guys. That was a long walk. Okay, they said Shagget was somewhere here, and the door to where he's hiding was a blue door. So we gotta find a blue door, blue door, blue door, blue door. You're mine now, Shagget.